4 possessions around the ground. So real asset on Henry Walsh today up against probably the best ruckman we've seen in the competition for a long time. So I think that's going to be a really good battle.
All right, let's go around the panel for the tips. Jane?
I'm going to go with Leopold, and they won the toss, and they've chosen to kick with that breeze.
Oh, interesting. Leopold for Virgie. Pothole. Leopold by 10 points for Pothole. Kirsch?
I'm going to go Colac by 6 points.
Colac by 6 points. Kingy?
Leopold for me this afternoon will be less than 10 points, like 9 points.
9 points.
I think we're set for a cracker.
Absolutely.
We are. What about is this one of the best interchange quartets you've ever seen? Hillman for Leikos, Learson, and the other one I just didn't catch coming to Monahan. Not bad.
Not bad. I'm thinking Colac by 4 points today. It's going to be a very, very tight game. Pendulum has it at Colac, does it, Kirsch?
Colac has the pendulum in front, so
okay.
It was a little bit more than 6 points, but given form, we're going to strip it right back.
All right, well, here we go. First quarter, first semi-final. Colac and Leopold here at West Oval, and here is Top King.
West and Walsh to go at it. Walsh went early. West won the tap. Thompson hit it at pace, but was harassed. Kane Smart might have that match-up for Wombat Gully Plant Farm. Can't release the footy. I reckon that might be a tag there.
Yeah, so
Kirsch.
Smart started on Wagner and then rolled off him on the bounce, so that could be a late sort of match-up there.
Yeah, he's gone to him at this stoppage. Ball into the air. West and Walsh again. West got a fist on it, put it into space. At centre-half forward, rolling ball. Yuland is there, overrunning it. Was Ben McCarthy. Yuland went back and got it and banged it towards the wing to a one-on-one. Over the head of Simpkin. Clean was Aaron Walters. On the up, O'Gorman trying to get it to Joffe. He missed him. Chance now for Burgess, for Leopold. A handball give to Herbert. That's Liam with the footy. Kicking towards forward 50 at the feet of Patton. Couldn't take it cleanly. Reynolds cleans up. Kicks on his right. And Woodmason will touch the footy for the first time at senior level in 12 months.
And he goes towards centre wing. There's Zybell to go up. Can't take the mark. Off hands. Hey, and Hughes across there. And it's going to be out of bounds for a throw-in on centre wing.
We called it, Jace. We said that there could be a match-up for Patton that might be out of the ordinary, and Spokes has gone to him.
Yeah, right. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that match-up and many more for Wombat Gully Plant Farm this afternoon. Boundary throw-in, just forward to centre wing for Leopold. West in front. Free kick found for a hold, umpire said. Going to Trent West for the line. So Henry Walsh behind in that ruck contest. He hasn't gone anywhere behind the mark yet, Trent West. He is 100 metres away from it. Come around. The umpire's bringing him back. He's had to come back 10 metres. He's right on centre wing as Walsh stands the mark. And he's looking for a handball now. He's going to go for a kick. And it's a nice little kick too in front. And Edmonds, the man who replaced Maybaum, has taken the mark at left half forward. Puts it long. Pitt goes up. Can't take the... Oh, yes, it does. Hamlin Hanger, contender, second, third attempt. Fell towards the ground, but he kept going, controlled the football, and has marked 35 out directly in front.
Well, Rowan McSparron did mention that he's got arms like Jay Bett, and they do go all the way up. It's a very good call, because Jay Bett was an extremely good footballer. That was a great grab.
So, Pitt, northern end of the ground, as Jane said before the start of the game, wind with him here as he kicks towards the northern end goals. And he comes in. Played 2.5 in his first term. He's put it straight through the middle, so great start for Leopold. Jake Pitt has his first one straight 6 for Leopold. Colac yet to score, and that's on the Harvey Norman K-Rock first quarter scoreboard. Harvey Norman, think Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices. And for multi-skills, as always, in the expert share, here's Matt Kershaw.
Well, we mentioned about their forward line, or both forward lines, and the potency that they have, and they get it in there quick. Once they got that ball and they can reel and go, they can't get numbers back. So you're left with one-on-ones, and we know how good Pitt is. But obviously the matchup on McCormack is one of the best players in the competition, so that's going to be a really good matchup for the day.
West putting the tap down, but Marnie doing the roving. Wagner dragged him down and won a free kick. That'll be holding the ball. It's a good matchup for Wombat Gully Plant Farm.
It's a ripper, that one.
Wagner and Marnie. Marnie, 14 votes in the Matheson medal, was the second best at Colac, behind Darcy Lang's 26. Bangs it long inside forward, 50 back with the flight. Walsh got a hand on it, ball to the front of the pack. Chance here, Marcus Herbert, handball release. Edmonds through traffic, snaps. Can he kick a goal? No, just missed to the right. But yeah, that might have franked the decision from Gary Hocking if he had jagged one early. 1-1-7 Leopold. Colac yet to score. 3.5 minutes played. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock. K-Rock football on a Sunday afternoon. GFL action.
So Spokes plays on from full back for Colac. Goes towards Zybell, who goes up. Can't take the mark. Off the side of the pack. Ball still in dispute. Comes back. Free kick found for a hold. Going to come back to Leopold, I think. The hold was against Darcy Lang in the contest. So Marcus Herbert will have it at left half forward for the Lions. Tries to drill it in, but Woodmason shows his years of experience, just stands in the hole, takes the mark. Dangerous kick. Fairley comes up and takes the mark. So the turnover, and the ball just held up in the breeze beautifully for Tom Fairley to come over the top and take the mark, and he'll shoot the goal from 50 out directly in front.
And Brock Williamson went and told Travis Woodmason all about it too.
Well, it was just a poor decision-making, wasn't it? The corridor was busy. It was like a dual-lane carriageway, and he still tried to pick something out.
So our Leopold Sporties player of the day from last week, he's got his jumper on, thank goodness, today. During the interview,
like his rig out.
He had the abs out, but he's going to come in from 50 out directly in front, right foot kick. Goal umpire has moved it only a tad, and he's put it through for his first of the afternoon and the second for Leopold. 2-1-13. They lead. Colac yet to score, and that's on the Harvey Norman K-Rock first quarter scoreboard.
He's an impressive unit, isn't he? Like, apart from his rig, of course. He's an impressive unit the way he covers the ground and he breaks the lines. But more impressively is his goal kicking. He actually is a very accurate kick of the football. He's got a really beautiful style. His ball drop's fantastic, and he doesn't miss many, that's for sure. What did he kick last week? 3 or 4? Yeah, 3. So he's on track for 3 again today, Jace.
Into the air it goes for Walsh and West. Walsh again going early. West the tap down. Thompson a handball release. O'Gorman got a handball out the back door to Marnie. Marnie jams it on the boot inside forward 50 he goes, but judging it best back with the flight is the impressive Harris Jennings. Inside defensive 50, wants to drive it wide. Well, Judge coming across. Mark taken there by Bailey Scott over the top of Williamson. It was a long ball, and he judged the flight nicely. He kicks towards left half forward. No Mark Hillman. Front of the pack, Learson. Drag down Burgess. Got a handball away back towards Scott. He was chicken winged by Williamson. Ball out of bounds. Boundary throw in true centre wing. Out of side here at West Oval. Sunday afternoon, GFL first semi-final. Leopold 2-1-13. Colac yet to score as we approach 6 minutes gone. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock.
Walsh in front of West this time. Is that a hold for Walsh? I think it might be. So they're giving one away each so far. The big ruckman. Walsh takes it.
He held front spot then, which is better.
He did. Got it away by hand to Learson, who goes towards half forward. Leopold from behind. Oh, that's a good mark in front, though. Gordon came third in line, couldn't get there. McGuan took the mark at left half forward, right on the point of the centre square. He holds it up in the breeze. Ibell in front, goes up, can't take the mark, front and centre. Feely with a half a kick off the ground, back towards Felikos, who met it for Colac at 50. Thompson dropped it in the tackle. Jai, handball, back to Felikos, 55 out, puts it out in front. Thompson comes out. Trent for Leopold with a big thump away, goes towards Edmonds at defensive 50, runs through some traffic, handball to Gordon. It's back to Wagner, and they're out of trouble now, the Lions.
Wagner, the former Newcombe skipper, who's back at Leopold, goes short to Pitt. Pitt sends a kick forward and onto it. Edmonds will look to run, but the other way, McGuan just able to worry him out of it, but Edmonds kept his feet, came again. Learson to provide some good pressure, the veteran. Edmonds sees it out, boundary throw in right forward pocket.
Edmonds was the front and centre down here, and he got that handball to the corridor in the back pocket, and he is now in the forward pocket, knocking it out of bounds. Fantastic running and work rate.
Yep. There's a reason why they've gone with Edmonds over Maybaum. We've got a boundary throw in. Just inside forward 50, Leopold in attack. West, a tap down beautiful to Thompson. Swings onto his left boot. Jai for Leopold. Kick to the top of the square, but Rennett's judging it off the boot best for Colac. Has taken the mark at the top of his defensive goal square. He'll go short to Learson, and the veteran will fire a handball back to Rennett. Steps inside Pitt. Got nowhere to go, but he will find an out. And the mark taken just inside defensive 50 by Monaghan. He goes short to McCormack, who's in the glove this afternoon on that right hand.
The gloved one goes wide towards Bailey Scott at half back. He's got Hewlin along the line. Terrible kick. Sets it up for Lane to come at him, and he did too, between him and Felikos, close to the boundary line. And I think Colac in the end will be happy that's over, because that was a terrible possession. Lane could have got away, but Felikos came over to help out, and we're going to have a boundary throw in. Left half forward for Leopold. Just the attacking side of the centre wing for West and Walsh to come in. And lock arms. They both get it to the front. Lang roves it, handball back towards centre wing for Monaghan. Missed the target. Now it comes back for Herbert around the corner. Liam does well for Leopold, back towards Lane, back into the centre square, and he's going to chip it back towards Herbert on centre wing.
He can mark just in front of O'Gorman. Just a little bit of a juggle. O'Gorman provided some pressure, but the mark taken by Liam Herbert. Played 2 games and the hoops of the Cats at VFL level this year. Sends a kick towards left half forward. It's over the head too much on for Giddings. McCormack judging it best. Member of the team of the year this year. One of 4 Colac Tigers in the lineup. He Kicks to the wing. Zybel, Walsh, West will come with the spoil. It was a good one. 2 from behind. Knocked it to the boundary line as Hillman in the long sleeves tried to keep it alive. And it's out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Right at the interchange gates, Jane Birch seeing plenty of traffic down there this afternoon. Colac boys ready to come on to the ground. Birchie, give us a bit of an idea of the intensity down at ground level.
Yeah, both teams have started pretty well and it's intense around the contest, so it's been an exciting start so far.
Thompson, Jai for Leopold from the ruck contest. Walters now for Colac. He's chicken-winged and threw the ball away. And that is a throw as Monahan was about to break free. So the ball's going to come back for a Leopold free kick. Dixon will take the free kick for the Lions. Right on centre wing, called to play on now. Wants to drive it long towards half forward. It's a 2-on-1. And Spokes worked under the ball with Patton. And Marcus Herbert has taken the mark at centre half forward. 55 out from goal, but with the breeze, his teammates are going, go back and have a set shot for goal, and he'll do so now.
He's a long kick of the ball, Marcus Herbert.
So breeze behind him will help.
Yep. So
Needs to aim for that right-hand goal post.
So he comes in now with the breeze behind him at the northern end. Right foot kick. He has aimed it towards the right-hand goal post. Has it got the distance? I don't think it has. It's still in. Jake Pitt was standing at the front of the pack with nobody around him. All the Colac boys were up actually in the contest. It came down to the front of the pack. Jake Pitt was standing there and said, thanks very much, turned around, kicked the goal.
So just prior to that, I was just about to mention that McCormack had started on Pitt and he rolled off him because Pitt was trying to take him to the square. Obviously, McCormack wants to get up the ground, so Rennes has now got the job on Pitt, and Rennes was the one who flew then and Pitt stayed down. So it's one of those old school, you know, if your bloke flies, you fly. If you don't, stay down with them. But, yeah, a very good goal by Pitt.
2 goals for Pitt, coming off 2 last week against St Joseph's in the elimination final. The Adelaide product with 33 for the season. Walsh winning a beautiful tap down to Simpkin, who bursts away for Colac, sends it inside forward 50, holds up in the breeze. Trent Thompson comes with a defensive spoil for Leopold. Front of the pack, Burgess for Leopold. He had a fumble, then brought to ground, dived on the footy. Then he socketed away somehow into the centre square where Simpkin cleans up. Too slow, dumped in the tackle was Ben McCarthy. Forces a spillage, was well done by Tom Scott. Then Marcus Herbert gave it to Wagner and a good stretch and mark. Gee, they're good mitts that Pitt's got for Leopold.
So Pitt now on centre wing, drives it long, inside 50, up early was West, couldn't take the mark. Pack develops, and the umpire will come in and ball up, 50 out from the Lions' goal.
Still a bit top heavy, I feel, Colac's forward line. When the ball hits the ground, they've got no smalls. There's no flea brigade down there front and centre to have some shots on or keep possession.
So ruck contest again, pack develops, Simpkin gets up with Wagner as well and Jai Thompson. So the umpire will ball it up again, 55 out from the Leopold goal for West and Walsh. Both get a hand to it. Wagner couldn't take it. Monahan pushed off the football by Thompson. Now the ball comes back. Up high for Likos. Runs back with a fly to the footy. He can't take the mark. He puts the tackle on in the end. He had to because Tom Scott was right next to him for Leopold. And we'll have a ball up about 40 out from the Leopold goal. Haven't called Marcus Thompson yet.
No, he's been that run with is probably keeping him a little bit quiet.
Kane Smart for Wombat Gully Plant Farm doing that job. West is going to find the ball on the ground, then sock it off the ground by Monahan near the boundary line. Marcus Herbert for Leopold can't get a handle on it, fumbles it out of bounds, boundary throw in. So just outside 50, Leopold at right half forward. They lead nicely, 19 points, 12 and a half minutes gone. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock opening term here at West Oval. Now we've got a whistle on back play. And we have got a blood rule because at the neck, the back of the neck of Jet Matthews for Leopold, there is some blood coming out. So blood rule, thanks to New Grove bench tops. Give your bench tops a fresh, modern look with New Grove bench tops. You'll get a good view on this, Birchie. I reckon it's the back of his neck. And now he's not coming off in a hurry. He's just walking now. But the umpire who was in back play, umpire Verticizzi, has picked that up and stopped play. So we get a little bit of a pause and a chance to take our breath here, and he still hasn't come from the ground. Jet Matthews, he's in absolutely no rush.
He needs an Uber.
It was a sprint, it was a jog, now it's a walk, now it's a brisk dawdle.
now he is off the ground, and we'll get a boundary throw in. So play restarts. Walsh and West winning the tap down this time. Ball rolls to the front of the pack. We're getting his hands on Julen for Colac, but he runs out of room, and we'll get another boundary throw in. So play, as not surprising, with the wind that it is coming out of the southwest this afternoon, the old prevailing breeze here in Geelong is seeing a lot of play in the northeast corner.
55 out from Leopold's goal. Walsh gets it down to the front. Wagner was there. West tapped it on as well to the advantage of Feely right on the boundary line. Brings it back to the square for Leopold. Big pack there, 3-on-2 for Colac. And the handball by McCarthy back to Renitz, back to McCarthy. Left foot kick out of defensive 50, but it's all Leopold. They raffle it, and Burgess takes the mark. 45 out from goal, goes to the right foot kick, and has kicked the goal. Lammy's Tavern goal of the day, contender Mitch Burgess. It didn't look right for a while, and then all of a sudden turned around, and his team get to him, and he kicks his first of the afternoon. And a great start for the Lions. 4-1-25. They lead Colac. Yet to score. Harvey Norman, K-Rock, first quarter scoreboard. Harvey Norman. Think Harvey Norman for all the big brands. At Geelong's best prices. Here's Kirsch.
Well, Colac pressed really high up the ground. I know the breeze seduces you into at that end of the ground as well, but they weren't really set up that well. So when the dump kick was always going to come out, it was going to go back to Leopold every time, and they just set up so well behind the ball. And you can't give someone like Burgess space and time, because he's an elite footballer, and he'll just finish and hurt you every time he gets ball in hand, and he just did.
West to go at it against Zybel. West winning the tap down this time. Feely's in the centre square. Gets onto the footy. Gives a handball up to Wagner. Heard a voice behind him. He missed Burgess, so Lang ran onto the footy. Tried to get it to Monahan, who had to reach for it. Couldn't find it, and he was taken high by Wagner. Not paid. Walters fired a handball for that, Aaron, because there's no Dustin today. Swinging onto his left boot. O'Gorman. Not a bad effort. A wonderful effort from Fraser O'Gorman. Against the run of play. Into the breeze, he kicks a contender for a Lammy's Tavern. Goal of the afternoon, and Colac have got there first. They're 1 straight 6. Leopold, 4-1-25 in this opening quarter of K-Rock football, thanks to Harvey Norman, Corio and Warren Ponds.
Kane Smart in that stoppage, Jace.
Yeah, it was good. It was very good.
I tell you, sorry, go.
No, he's amazing.
The most impressive thing then was that Colac had some players on the ground balls, and they kept the ball in front of him, which was fantastic, and Walters was really clever.
West got it down in the middle. Oh, Bailey Scott had his head ripped off coming in from half back, and they're remonstrating as well now with Marcus Thompson.
There hasn't been much fire so far, has there? It's been rather friendly.
Tofu.
Yeah,
tofu. Very tofu. So Scott gives the ball out wide. It's a good kick too. Zybel takes the mark. Centre wing. Wants to play on quickly. Comes back in board. Monahan. Oh, just bit it off nicely. He goes inside 50. Garner comes out. Can't take the mark. Handball at the back on the up. Gordon got it around the corner, but they've turned it over again. Learson off a step back towards Garner. Goes up. Takes the mark. Hamlin. No, the umpire said play on. He got hands to a tie and holding the ball just to finish it off.
I think he thought Trent Thompson had first touch, and I reckon he might be right.
Well, free kick going to be to Leopold, so they're going to come out to Gordon. They've got a bit of free space inside defensive 50.
He has a bounce. He has a second bounce. Now he breaks defensive 50, steadies, and sends a long kick. Patton his target. Tried to use the body on Spokes. Got him under the footy. Couldn't take it, but knocked it forward into the path of Lane. Coming the other way, McGuan took the tackle of Lane. Out of bounds he goes. Boundary throw in left half forward.
So Kirsch, they've got McGuan behind the ball now for Colac.
Yeah, Garner's forward, McGuan behind the ball. So like Rose said last week, he was a centre half back team of the year footballer.
They're actually playing one extra.
They are.
Yeah, so it's interesting. And they kicked the goal when it happened.
That's correct. They've got the extra. He just floats back every time the ball sort of goes in transition.
Zybel won the tap down. Quick clearing kick came out of the pack. Might have been Marcus Thompson, and Patton coming up has taken the mark on the chest. Amazing when you're 5'7", small forward, who's kicked 50 odd goals for the year, can come up on the lead and take a high ball. It's a great advantage to have. 198 goals in his career. Mitch Patton playing game 91 at senior GFL level and looking to restore a 25-point buffer. Left forward pocket, the angle not as acute as the one he started on the bike track last week against St Joseph's. He'll kick from about 47, starts it right, works it back beautifully. Geez, he's a great exponent of the set shot, Mitch Patton. He's first of the afternoon, and it's the Polders fifth. First quarter, K-Rock, Harvey Norman scoreboard. Think Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices. Leopold, a 5-1-31. They lead Colac, 1 straight 6. And Matt Kershaw's in the experts chair for Multiskills. Multiskills, unleash your potential with construction industry training. Check out multiskills.com.au.
Obviously, we know how good Patton is. He's obviously the leading goal kicker. But when you've got Pitt and these big guys taking marks down there as well, and he can do that one-on-one or aerially, geez, they just got the complete package down there in their forward 6.
West got it down. Kick was smothered by Marcus Herbert. Marnie was in there fighting hard for it for Colac. Marcus Herbert for Leopold tried to reef it out to Feely, but the umpire has called it back, and we'll have a secondary bounce in the middle, just forward of the centre circle for Colac. West got it down again. Old Thompson got his head ripped off. That was Jai, and then dropped the football. The umpire said play on. Let it go. Handball on the up. Simpkin towards Scott Lang. He tried to play for a free kick, half of. Then got the kick up the chimney. Left foot kick to centre half. Forward. Walters goes up indiscriminately. Umpire says play on. Tapped on towards the boundary line. Leopold will see it over. We've got a Leopold player back in back play down.
Boys, Jet Matthews is back on. He's got his head bandaged up. There's a fair bit of blood running down the back, so he must have had a bit of contact to the head earlier on.
Yeah, and Henry Walsh copped an... Well, as Jai Thompson came through before, I reckon Jai got the arms up and it clipped Walsh on the schnoz. I reckon there's a bit of blood there. It hasn't been picked up yet. Double palm down Walsh. Front of the pack is Marnie. O'Gorman did okay. Back to Marnie. Went to go one way, then back to the voice of Leeson. 70 from goal for Colac. Drives a kick long. Wants a Garner. It's a 2-on-1. Fist came from Trent Thompson. Hillman, the roving, lost it in the tackle. So did Lang. Ball hit the ground. Jennings, wonderful pick up. Hit and spin out of the pack for Leopold. Kick to the wing. Oh, Magwan waited for it and getting spoiled. Knocked it into the path of Edmonds. Stolen by Felikos. Gave it to Magwan. Slung in the tackle. Giddings got a hand on the ball. Got it in the body of Marnie. Picked up by Jai Thompson. Dumped in a two-man tackle. Brought to ground. It's hot in the kitchen out there.
It's just gone up a step. Marnie has stepped it up. He's not missed too many around the ball at the moment.
And we'll get a stoppage almost at the point of the square, just inside it at right half forward for the Tigers.
The ball from Scott goes inside 50 for Colac. Walters got 3 against him for Leopold. They get back there. The handball came out towards Jennings. Kick around the corner. Lang in front. Tried to push off and a hold. That was Tate right next to him. So Darcy Lang just forward to centre wing on the outer side for Colac. Chips the ball to Marnie, as Kirsch said, has had an impact in the last 4 or 5 minutes. Not much to kick to, though. He's got a lot of players standing right next to him as he looks forward. He goes now with the kick long at the back. Jennings has the sit over the top. Front and centre was good from Joffe. Simpkin goes with a goal! Lammy's 10th goal, the day contender. As easy as you like. Jonathan Simpkin kicks the goal. His first, second for Colac, and well, to say they needed that one was probably an understatement from me. 2 straight 12, Colac, Leopold. 5-1-31. Harvey Norman, K-Rock, first quarter scoreboard, Kirsch.
Oh, it was a good goal. I don't want to be too negative, though, but the kick was to a +1. He actually saw there was a +1 down there, Jace. Why kick it to a +1? Lucky he just had some front and centre. Yeah, exactly right. They just go, let's do a set play where we get punched to the front and centre. But they've got to be mindful because they've drifting some numbers back as well.
19 points the margin. Walsh, beautiful bit of tap work down to Marnie. Was able to free himself with a handball, but going to go off the ground was Liam McCarthy. Had a fresh area. Marnie went back to pick up and to retrieve the situation. Handball to Hewlin. Ben McCarthy sweeps it wide. Liam McCarthy short and marked by Walters. That's Aaron. No Dustin this afternoon for Colac.
Just starting to get their run going now, Colac.
It's a good sign. They could get another one and go in only a couple down at quarter time would be a great result. Kick inside, 50 Zybell. Just bodied Matthews a little bit too easily off the footy and took the mark.
It's not a matchup they probably want, Matthews on Zybell. He's too tall and aerially he's fantastic. So whether it's just a mismatch at that contest or whether that's a matchup we'll have to have a look at.
One of the best aerialists in the competition, Zybell, if not the best.
Yeah, once he's on, isn't he?
This is a really tough kick right into the breeze.
So Zybell will kick from 47. He starts at left. It's a bit of a mung off the boot. It'll float to the goal square. Big defensive spoil came from Jennings. Knocked it 30 from goal. But first to recovery, Julian couldn't take it cleanly. The handball by Herbert was good to Gordon for Leopold. Kicked to half back, wanting Williamson, but it's going to come back.
Bailey Scott's got it. Forward to centre wing. Had a good game last week for Colac in a losing team and wants to play on now, drive it back towards the forward pocket. All Leopold at the back though. Garner stood and waited, couldn't take the mark. Marcus Herbert at the front for Leopold. Handball, shuffled it out towards Liam Herbert. His kick was smothered. Good defensive pressure from the Colac forwards and it's out of bounds for a throw in. 23 played his first term. Thanks to Port Phillip Ferries for the time clock this afternoon. Port Phillip Ferries, there's no better way to travel. It's 5-1-31, Leopold, Colac, 2 straight 12.
You feel they need one, don't you? Because they've had a bit of time in forward half. Probably against the breeze, last 4 or 5 minutes, they need a goal, I reckon, out of this play.
You reckon they're booking tickets on the ferry for the prelim final? Although it hasn't been confirmed the date, but we understand it will be the Friday for the Cats. Inside defensive 50, quick snap, Liam Herbert, but here's Bailey Scott again taking the mark. You want to come into the corridor for Magwan, who nearly fumbled the mark but took it, and then turned and kicked an absolute shank that Hughes trapped nicely. His little handball was okay for Scott. Scott jams it on the boot. Can they catch him in transition? Patton tried to trap the footy at his feet, couldn't take it, and then he laid a pretty good tackle, but they'll get out of trouble here. Ben McCarthy's handball, good for McQuan. This kick better for the old mate Wood Mason, who's got it just forward to the wing broadcast side for Colac.
Old mate.
Old mate.
I like it.
He's going to play on there towards...
I said he's old mate.
Oh, he's old mate.
Yeah, Liam McCarthy, but in the end they go towards side. Bell in front, taking the mark though as easy as you like. As Giddings for Leopold comes back inside 50, defensive 50 towards Wagner. He gives it by hand to Gordon. He goes out wide. They go to try and find Edmund Scott, who's had a great first term. He's wrapped up now, and then he drops the football. The umpire says, play on. Wow, wait, oh no. He's finally paid holding the ball. And is it advantage? I think it might be. They get a kick around the corner. Leopold inside 50. Go towards Pitt. He leaves it in the end for Herbert. Marcus wrapped up, dropped the football. Umpire said play on. Mitchie took him on, and he's wrapped up by 2. And it's going to be a ball up about 45 out from the Leopold goal.
It's a bit going on.
Frantic at the moment. Frantic here at West.
Into the air it goes. Walsh and Pitt doing the ruck work. Pitt trying to pull the ball in. It's picked up here by Feely. Quick snap out of the pack towards the right forward pocket. It's nearly hacked down mid-air by McGuan. He got a good piece of it actually. Bought 20 metres for his team and rolls it out of bounds at half back. And a boundary thrown. So they've just stopped the flow of goals. So the last goal for the Leopold coming at the 18-minute mark. So it's been 8 minutes or nearly 7 minutes without a goal in this first quarter of K-Rock football. Grabbed out of the ruck by Giddings. Worked Walsh under the footy, but his kick ricocheted off the back of the Colac. Played to Monahan. Monahan kicks to the wing for Colac. Jennings left it behind. Cleaned up by Dixon. Left too much toe for Hillman. Runs away. Drives it into the right forward pocket. Two Colac players flew. McGuan and Reynolds, and it hit the ground with Leopold numbers there. One of those Williamson. He'll get a free kick, I reckon. Might have caught one high from Cody Spokes. Deep in the right forward pocket. This will be, talk about tough kicks, Birchie. This will be the toughest of the lot.
Yep, this is going to go right. Well, you'll have to sit it out in front. This is going to be a very difficult kick because it's going to be blown across the face of goal. So it'll be interesting to see how he approaches it.
So he's going to be kicking from 45 metres.
Not short on talent, Brock Williams.
No, he's on the boundary line. In the right forward pocket he comes in. Now, goal up, fire!
Wow.
Has not moved! Lammy's having goal of the day contender from Brock Williamson in the right forward pocket, northern end of the ground. Used the breeze to perfection and has kicked his first. And for Leopold, a little bit of a settler after Colac had most of the play in the last 6 or 7 minutes. And they've kicked their 6-1-37. They lead Colac 2 straight 12. Harvey Norman, K-Rock. First quarter scoreboard. Thanks to Harvey Norman. And you think Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices. For multi-skills, here's Matt Kershaw.
Make no mistake, Jace Doherty, that was a fantastic kick because he has to kick to the right goalpost and only has the variance to the left goalpost for that to go through, and he's put it through more than post height. It was a fantastic goal.
Umpire's just waiting for people to get off the bike track. So we've just got a slight delay here. Umpire now tossing it into the air. Walsh and Giddings. Giddings winning the tap down this time, but Simpkin doing the roving, jamming it on the boot towards half forward for Colac. Picked up by Zybell. Taking in a really good tackle by Jet Matthews. So many would give away a free kick for a push in the back. But he was able just to roll him mid-tackle and not give away a free kick. And we get a stoppage at the edge of the centre square, favouring Colac. There's going to be a free kick for Shepherd in the ruck. Going which way? Going to Leopold against Walsh. It's going to Giddings, and players are perplexed. We're perplexed. Giddings kicks to the wing. It'll bounce in front of... Is that there for Leopold? It's Feely. And he sees it out of bounds. Boundary throw in. True centre wing. 2 straight 12, Colac. Leopold 6-1-37. This is a handy little buffer.
I think Birchie had a possession there too.
I did. I was about to say that.
Well done. Good work.
Throw.
Crow throw. Boundary throw in. Walsh from behind winning it. Birchie, if you're not careful, you'll double up. It's out of bounds, and we'll get it done all again with a true centre wing boundary throw in. 25 points of difference. Leopold 37, Colac 12.
So Walsh up against Giddings for Leopold. Henry Walsh gets it down to the front. Oh, that's a high tackle. Leopold will take the free kick. Feely standing there. So centre wing takes the free kick. Oh, terrible kick off the boot towards half forward. Patton got a couple on him. Punched away to the side. Wagner. Little toe poke. Or missed a couple of players. Or missed Alikos as well, who couldn't pick it up. Ball spills free again. Patton had followed it up. and the umpire will come in and ball it up. A little bit of a don't argue against McCormack, but the umpire didn't see that, so it's going to be ball up now deep in Leopold's attacking zone. West just gets it down through the middle. Thompson wrapped up, and
Guess who was with him?
And he's paid,
On the ball.
Paid holding the ball, and that's tough, really. Marcus Thompson didn't have that much of an opportunity to get rid of it, and Kane Smart's taken the free kick for Colac.
Kick laterally to McGuan. McGuan brings it to the broadcast swing. He might have put that out in the full. Yes, he has. Aaron Mobb play, but on that, and Tommy Gordon, the reigning best and fairest at Leopold, got it at true centre wing. Can they jag a late one and really ram home this advantage? Draws, sends it long off the front of the pack. Williamson just fumbled at the opportune time. Then taken high, and we'll get a free kick, Dean Felikos. Couldn't get as low as Brock Williamson, and he's got him around the neck. And can Williamson, after producing some magic from the right forward pocket, do the same from the left forward pocket?
Well, this is a little bit easier, this kick.
So this is the one where he would start at right-hand goalpost and try and work it back.
Drift it back in.
Well, he's actually going to come out on the J curve. That is what he's done, but he's hit the belly of the ball, and flying Pitt can't take the mark. Front of the pack, McGuan. Handball didn't have enough on it. Tried to get it to Liam McCarthy. Mitch Patton tried to get the footy up, couldn't. Chance now, is that Herbert? Handball over the top. Feely left it behind. Lane sends it long and misses to the right for a behind. So a minor score, Nick Lane there, who's not a noted goal kicker. He's only actually kicked the one in his 23-game career, but he's given his team a 26-point lead as we've ticked past 30 minutes on the Port Phillip Ferry time clock, 38 playing 12.
So McCormack kicks it in, finds Liam McCarthy in the back pocket, called to play on, down the line with a left foot kick high. And, Thompson over the back. Trent takes the mark at left half forward for Leopold. So maybe one last shot for the Lions. And, it will be one last shot now because it's the siren sounded, so he's going to be kicking from a standing start about 55 out.
Hasn't kicked a goal this year, Jace.
And this is going to be a monster kick if he can put this through. Henry Walsh making his way down to the goal line as Trent Thompson comes in now, 55 out.
Drop punt.
And a drop punt. And I think, Bailey Scott makes sure it's no score. And it's quarter time here in the first semi-final at West Oval. It's Leopold 6-2-38. They lead Colac 2 straight 12. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to go down and hear what coaches have to say at quarter time with Jane Birch. And we're also going to get into the second quarter for Geelong Bank. It is Leopold 6-2-38. They lead Colac 2 straight 12 at quarter time. Today's game, as always, fueled by Apco Cafe 24/7. Winner Weber Barbecue at Apco Cafe 24/7. Lip Breeze, K-Rock Football.
Tom, Lingy and Loggy. Catching up with Kingy from K-Rock Football.
I don't know what goes on in that pretty little head.
Yes, there's
and I
many...
don't dare to even guess.
Yes.
So what we'll do is we might just leave well enough alone and hope that you're speaking with the right people.
Thank you very much, Tom
Help
King.
you need. Tom, Lingy and Loggy. 6 a.m. weekdays. K-Rock 955.
There's nothing like a 2-for-1 deal, except Geelong Bank's 1 for 2. Hear us out. Introducing the 1-2 home loan, 1% less for 2 years.
Yep, you heard that right. 1% discount on our reference rate for 2 whole years. You only need a 20% deposit and you'll also get $2,000 cash back.
Top of the ladder and Geelong Bank's 1-2 home loan deal. Is there anything Geelong can't do?
With Geelong Bank, it's as easy as 1-2.
Australian Credit Licence 244351. Standard lending criteria applies. Full terms and conditions at geelongbank.com.au.
Warralilly is a place with a great community vibe we like to call the Warralilly way of life. It all started 10 years ago when we welcomed our first resident. In 2022, we've hit another amazing milestone. 10,000 people who call Warralilly home. To celebrate, we're giving you $10,000 towards your block so you can make your mark at Warralilly, Geelong's fastest growing community. Plus, there'll be free family events throughout spring. To find out more, visit warralilly.com.au. Conditions apply.
Hello, Shamey and Erin from Wombat Gully Plant Farm Geelong.
Dad, footy is on.
Okay, Erin, but I've got to tell everyone that just like a footy team, Wombat Gully Plant Farm are here to go the extra mile. Stick to the plan, have fun, work together and give it our best shot so your garden can be the greatest garden of all.
Dad, sound
just like a coach.
Oh, thanks, Erin. Now, whose turn is it to do the dishes?
Not me. I'm still on the bench, Dad.
Right. So, see you soon at Wombat Gully Plant Farm.
201 Townsend Road, Moolah.
There's nothing like a 2-for-1 deal, except Geelong Bank's 1 for 2. Hear us out. Introducing the 1-2 home loan, 1% less for 2 years.
Yep, you heard that right. 1% discount on our reference rate for 2 whole years. You only need a 20% deposit and you'll also get $2,000 cash back.
Top of the ladder and Geelong Bank's 1-2 home loan deal. Is there anything Geelong can't do?
With Geelong Bank, it's as easy as 1-2.
Australian Credit Licence 244351. Standard lending criteria applies. Full terms and conditions at geelongbank.com.au.
Thanks to our number one ticket holder, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
Wagner not paid. Walters fired a handball for that, Taryn, because there's no Dustin today. Swinging onto his left boot. O'Gorman, not a bad effort. A wonderful effort from Fraser O'Gorman. Against the run of play.
Yes, Fraser O'Gorman, one of Colac's 2 goals this afternoon in the first term. They trailed 2 straight 12. Leopold 6-2-38 at quarter time around the grounds. Thanks to Leopold Sport, is your complete family venue. What's on this afternoon, Kingy, apart from this first semi-final?
Yeah, got the AFLW round 2 action. Great win by the Cats yesterday, by the way, 26 points. 1 point win for Carlton over Essendon, 32-31. And Collingwood currently playing Sydney at Victoria Park, which is a great venue to watch footy at. They had a cracking crowd for the VFL elimination final between Carlton and Collingwood last week. And just having a look for a score here, the AFL website, it's not necessarily the easiest thing to navigate. And 44-14, Collingwood 6-8 lead Sydney Archbishop Desmond at Victoria Park. So, of course, the Swans are new to the competition. Collingwood, one of the original clubs, and having their way with Sydney in the late in the final term, they'll win that one, the Magpies.
Very good. Thanks, Kingy. Around the grounds, thanks to Leopold Sports, as always, your complete family venue. We're going to go downstairs to Jane Birch at quarter time. She's been listening to the coaches. Who did you find your weasel out from the coaches, Rowan McSparron, Darcy Lang, and also from Gary Hocking at quarter time, Jane?
Well, I headed out to the Leopold huddle, and they were very enthused, obviously, and happy with that first quarter. Listened to the forwards in particular, and they were very pleased that they had so much going on, as Buddha said, both in the air and then on the ground when it hit the deck. So, they were happy also with how they were squeezing the kick out from Colac and really forcing them, and those turnovers that they were creating from the kick out. So they'll continue that work, and then Buddha did briefly come over and said they're going to have a +1, so I expect an extra one down there this quarter.
No worries, thanks for that, Jane. Any injury updates? I think everybody's okay so far?
Yes, only that little bit of blood from the head, but everyone else seems to be okay.
Injury updates, thanks to St John of God, your emergency specialist, now open 24/7, and the Jet Matthews blood rule, yes, thanks to New Grove Bench Tops, as always, give you bench tops a fresh modern look with New Grove bench tops. Now in the experts chair, as always, thanks to Multi Skills. Unleash your potential with construction industry training at Multi Skills. Kirsch, how'd you see the first term?
Well, I thought, look, I know the scoreboard's reflective of Leopold, 26 points up, but I thought Colac was pretty good. They matched him in some certain areas. Their intensity and pressure was pretty good, particularly around the ball. With the breeze now, and I've written this down, and I'm glad Buddha's put the 1+1 down there. They've got to really be careful with that kick into their forward 50 now, Colac, with that +1. They had a +1 at some times there against the breeze, so they're going to have to lower their eyes and make sure they hit some hit-ups. Kane Smart, that run with job on Marcus Thompson's been a really good matchup. He's just got to now make sure he sticks with him for the next 3 quarters, because we know how much of a champion he is. Leopold will be pretty happy with this quarter though, Jace. If you see your 6-2 at quarter time with or without a breeze, you'd be pretty happy with that. And their strong position's really based on the back of their run and carry. That's where they're really strong. We mentioned it before the game that their outside run is elite, and that's where they're getting them at the moment. Quick ball movement to their forward line, and they're kicking the scores that you should.
Took them 10 or 12 to get ready, to get going, the Tigers, didn't it really? They were caught on the hop a bit by Leopold.
It did, and the pressure really rose, didn't it? Like, Marnie really carried them along there with that pressure, and they really lifted, and they enjoyed some real good time in forward half against the breeze. So I think you're right, it took them a bit to settle, a little bit of an arm wrestle, and they've got themselves back in the game now, and if they can kick the first 1 or 2, then we've got game on for the rest of the day.
Big crowd here too, Kingy. We're just waiting for the remnants of the spectators from the coaching huddles at quarter time to go over the other side of the ground.
And the word was there were 6,000 people through the gate yesterday at the Ballerine Grand Final.
Wow.
So it's good. Interesting to see whether that translates into a dollar result that is not adversely impacted by the Cats in Collingwood being a twilight game yesterday afternoon. I know there wasn't a big crowd here for some areas in Newtown, Kirsch.
No, there wasn't. It wasn't a big crowd at all.
Start of the second term here at West Oval, 6-2-38, Leopold Colac, 2 straight 12 first semi-final. And here for the second quarter for Geelong back is Tom King.
Thank you, Jason Doherty. Tapped down by West. It'll be run on to by Marnie. Overran the footy. Lang picked up the footy. Was taken by Edmonds and dropped it. Umpire said play on. It's going to ricochet back to Lang after Thompson. Marcus tried to take it back with the flight. Burgess dropped what he should have taken. And then McGuan dropped the footy. Fit of the fumbles. Well done. Walters got a handball forward. But O'Gorman being chicken wing. Good tackle. Brought to ground. And that's holding the ball against him. And Dixon will be paid the free kick for Leopold at right half back. We'll keep an eye on some Wombat Gully Plant Farm matchups in this second quarter for Geelong Bank. A high ball to the wing. It holds up in the breeze. Giddings. It's going to get a free kick for a push against Jaron McCormack. Jaron McCormack in the glove, just protecting that right hand. And Connor Giddings will give a handball off to Wagner. Decides not to, and happy just to wait for something to present or just sit it up. So he sends it towards forward 50, and the marking target is the unlikely Herbert, who had to play spoiler from behind Marcus. Knocked it forward, but Lang was there for Colac. His kick went looking for Simpkin, didn't go in his favour. Burgess gave a handball to Dixon, who kicks to right half forward, and Tate can mark uncontested 55 from home.
So Tate now gives the handball running past Hughes. He had to sit and wait for it a little bit, then meshes the pass inside 50 to Pitt. So he had to sit and wait just a half a second extra there, Sam Hughes, but was good enough to then lower the eyes and get it to Jake Pitt, who has got a tough shot for goal. He's kicked 2. He's going to be kicking from 45 out, close to the boundary line in the right forward pocket at the southern end of the ground. So basically into the breeze. He comes in now. He keeps it there. Wow. It goes. It hasn't got the distance. Falls short. Big punch away. Oh, was that a mark? Umpire said play on. Well, they all sat and waited. And it was Giddings who was in there. It was touched in the play, said the umpire, and he's going to ball it up 8 metres out from goal.
So up it goes. West climbed high, won the tap down. Spokes is there. Got a handball released to Smart. Smart's kick ricocheted off the back of a teammate towards Wood Mason, who under pressure got a handball away back to Smart. He'll win a free kick, Smart, because Thompson hung on to him without the footy. Yeah, he's doing a number on him for Wombat Gully Plant Farm, Kane Smart. He goes back to his defensive goal square to Spokes, and the acting captain into the left back pocket to Renitz. Renitz on his left side, kicks to half back, Zybell. Just a little bobble, but took the mark. Now he kicks to the wing, wanting McCarthy, and he did well. He took a good strong grab, Ben McCarthy, despite the company of Feely. Kicked to half forward. He wanted Simpkin. It's knocked away from him. Well read by Burgess. He'll get it back in a 1-2. Shares it to Hughes, who's got it just forward of the wing in front of our broadcast position.
Goes with the right foot kick inside 50. Patton from behind. Gets it. Gets around 1. Gets around 2. Right foot kick. Goal! Labby Tabbit. Goal of the day. Contender from Mitch Patton. His second. And a great start for Leopold in the second term. They go to 7-2-44. They lead Colac 2 straight 12. Geelong Bank, K-Rock, second quarter scoreboard.
Obviously, Spokes has got that matchup on Patton, but when that ball comes in one-on-one, he looks real vulnerable. Like, Patton used his...
dangerous.
Yeah, Patton used his body really well then. And if you're not a permanent defender playing on a player like Patton, then you don't know how to read the ball coming in. You're worried about the ball, you're worried about the player, and Patton just bodied him then, and he went to ground, Spokes, and Patton keeps his feet and kicks an absolute terrific goal.
I got that as 200 senior goals in his career now for Mitch Patton, and we got a free kick in the middle to Leopold off the footy against Marnie, and it'll be a free kick to Wagner for Leopold. So everything rolling the way of the Pold at the moment. And no, it's actually going to come back to Marcus Thompson. So it might not have been against Marnie, it might have been against his shadow this afternoon in Kane Smart. Marcus Thompson swings out and sends a kick to about 35 from goal. Edmonds went early off the hands of McCormack, front of the pack. A Leopold player is brought to ground, and that at the bottom of the pack might be Brock Williamson, is it? As he gets to his feet, it is. And we'll get a ball up. About 42 out from the Leopold goal. Umpire puts it into the air. West front position, won the tap down. Edmonds was loitering, all taken high. That'll be a free kick, Ben McCarthy. And now, bit of push and shove. Marcus Thompson is the man that they're targeting. They are really going after Marcus Thompson this afternoon. He's getting a little bit frustrated. The more he gets frustrated, the more Colac are actually going at him to see whether he'll crack.
So the ball goes towards centre wing. Woodmason goes up, gets a hand to it. Dixon at the back for Leopold. He can't pick it up. Right on centre wing. Pack develops. The umpire is going to pay something here, holding the ball against somebody who dragged it in. He's saying that Adam Garner dragged it in. Trent Thompson's going to take the free kicks on centre wing for Leopold.
Like the title of a book. Who dragged it in?
Who dragged it in? Towards Marcus Herbert, who goes up, can't take the mark. O'Gorman front, gives it away by to Simpkin. Whacks it out to Woodmason. His kick around the corner might be okay. Walters tries to get the handball out. They're under pressure all the time. Leopold got 2 or 3. Garner this time gets it away by foot. Inside 50. Leopold again with the numbers. McGuan runs past it. Matthews is there. Falls back. Handball for Leopold. Herbert Marcus in trouble. So gives the handball to Liam Herbert. He gives it away to Matthews. Rode the bump. Got it out wide. Lane close to the boundary line. And in the end, they see it over for a throw in. And hang on a minute, free kick, I think. Umpires come in. No, what's happening?
Just push and shove.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
So boundary throw in, and Colac into attack, left half forward flank.
Ball back into play. West against Zybel won the tap down. Marty tried to spin out of trouble, lost the footy. Feely, little sleight of hand, and then a handball out wide for Tate. Got it right next to the boundary line. Right half back to a one-on-one. Giddings used the body well on McCormack and go over the top with a handball to Pitt. Pitt can go inboard to Scott, but he had a fit of the fumbles. I reckon he was handballing it before he took it. And then Felikos picked up the loose ball, brought to ground by Pitt. But if you had have been clean there, got it to Tom Scott, he was away inside 50.
There's a few fumbles from both teams there, wasn't there? I know the pressure's gone up, but it's going to be a bit cleaner.
Zybel, West got rid of Zybel, won the tap down. Felikos a handball into space, but Wagner will be first here. In fact, Tate beat him to it for Leopold. Quick kick inside 50, and Tom Scott now gives it to Wagner. Wagner ran himself into trouble outside of the right boot and has just snuck it in for a behind at the right-hand behind post. So 7-3-45. This is getting away a little bit from Colac. 2 straight 12. They haven't scored with the breeze, which they've now had for 6:45 on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock.
Spokes kicks it long and deep into the middle. Wagner though, his handball chopped off by Ben McCarthy. Handball forward to the footy. Monahan runs through the middle of West Oval, goes long. Up in front, Walsh can't take the mark. At the back, Jennings can get it free for Leopold. Goes out towards Wagner and Herbert. They get it over the top. West leads Zybel in the race for the football on centre wing. Wants to wheel and go quickly. Held up, called to play on though. He goes short. Liam Herbert followed it up, still took the mark. Centre wing. Just wants to settle the play down now for Leopold. It's like he's going back to kick for goal. He's on centre wing. He drives it now. Right foot kick. Holds up in the breeze at 50. Pitt goes up. And the long J-Bet Arms takes the mark again. Wheels and goes quickly into the pocket. Giddings by himself. He's 30 metres in the clear. And he will shoot for goal 30 out slide angle.
Well, they got mixed up there because McCormack had to defend Pitt and Rennett's stayed down and didn't do anything. And Giddings got out the back and they just lost their way. Lost their defensive structure.
Happy birthday to one of the greats of local footy. He's watching on the AFL Bar and Facebook live stream. The great Daryl Bissett. Happy. Into his 60th year. 59.
Happy birthday to the heap. So Giddings now for Leopold's 8th. Comes in 30 out, southern end, slight angle. The big fella, right foot kick, keeps it low and is missed. The goal umpire has run
Let
like
off.
100 metres to say it's one behind. So
it's trying to keep warm, I think, Jose.
Is that what it was? 7-4-46 the Lions. The Tigers 2 straight 12. Geelong Bank K-Rock second quarter scoreboard.
Spokes runs about 10 from his defensive goal and goes short with a kick that's marked by Ben McCarthy, but still inside defensive 50. Left of the corridor, he'll go across the face of the Leopold goal, and it's marked by McCormack. Right back pocket. He sends it towards half back, and it's an okay kick. It's well nicely controlled to Hewland. Hewland now driving a ball towards half forward, and sitting under it and marking is Smart. He's done okay, Smart, because he gives a handball on the up to Monahan. This is the best movement of the footy all day, but the kick didn't finish off nicely for Zybel. Knocked away into the path of Burgess, who was clean for Leopold. He was composed, and the kick out looking for Marcus Herbert. Eluded Liam McCarthy. Marcus Herbert found it at ground level. Under traffic now. He gives a handball away Burgess might have caught one high. Umpire said play on. Learson picked up the loose ball. A high kick up the shot tower it goes. Coming Garner. Ricochets to Lane, who gave it to West. The unlikely outside runner. The left foot kick. Wagner sitting duck. Fisted away by Walsh, but only as far as Jai Thompson for Leopold. Kick to space, and Edmonds will look to use his pace.
He does. He gets a left foot kick around the corner towards Brock Williamson, who's got some space on centre wing. He kicks it over the top to Pitt. He takes the mark, plays on quickly. Left foot kick, beating him at their own game here, Leopold. He goes up and he finds Giddings, who can run into goal. Well, he's taken the mark. He could have turned round. He's going to go back and have a set shot.
Well, it's going to be right on the boundary line.
He would have been better to play and just roll in, wouldn't he?
So
after his last effort, he's a chance to miss this.
Leopold did a number on like Colac there, running it the other way, and they got it out to space and got it to Connor Giddings, who runs around now. A couple of steps out, right foot kick, turn around. He's kicked it this time. So he's put his first on the board, and the 8th for Leopold, 8-4-52. They lead Colac 2 straight 12, Geelong Bank, K-Rock. Second quarter scoreboard, Geelong Bank, it's 1-2 home loan, 1% less for 2 years.
Here's Kirsch getting away at the moment, isn't it, for Colac?
Chase, we've spoken about the last couple of weeks, Colac's forward line and the potential they've got and what they've got in their forward line, but they've lost their potency. Every time the ball goes in, the last 6 inside 50s have been rebounded without any pressure whatsoever. That's 6 rebounds from Leopold with no pressure whatsoever, or any aerial combat or any type of contest. They've lost their potency.
Walsh tried to flick it back to Simkin. Oh, Lane, he caught one high there from Smart. Umpire said play on. Lane sends a kick towards half forward. Pitt, good spoil. Reynolds brought it to the front of the pack. Bailey Scott had a fumble. Jai Thompson didn't know for Leopold. High kick inside 50. Patton in a wrestle with Spokes. Ball hit the ground and bounced towards McCormack. Colac looked to get out of trouble. Liam McCarthy on his non-preferred right. Miss hit the kick. Cleaned up by Pitt. Handball Wagner. Wagner shares it with Edmonds. Edmonds can straighten. Edmonds can kick a goal. No. Missed to the left just. Might have been over the goalpost. Tom Lynch style. 8-5-53 Leopold. Colac 2 straight 12. No arc here at West Oval, but Leopold lead by 41 and might not have a bearing on the result. Or will it?
The 3 Leopold midfielders inside the forward 50 there, sitting at about 40. The other Colac opponents were sitting 70 metres out, hadn't transitioned forward with them.
So McCarthy, Liam from full-back for Colac, plays on, left foot kick, high up the shot tower towards Garner, goes up, can't take the mark front and centre, was Giddings, drill player, handball over the top to Lamb Herbert, great play to Marcus Thompson, he tries to drill it along the boundary line towards Patton, but it was punched over by Liam McCarthy, who got there with a double fister and saw it onto the bike track, and we'll have a boundary throw in 30 around from the Leopold goal.
That is Mick Shields.
That is a big Mick Shields.
Double fister out of bounds from the former Geelong and Grovedale star. Now El Presidente out of Burdu Reserve. Jointly with Simon Hose, boundary throw in, West from behind, winning it back into the corridor, hitting Wagner at pace. He had a fumble though, harassed out of it by Scott. Simkin on the upper handball, that was Joffe. No Lockie this afternoon. McGuan with the clearing left foot kick. A clean bowled Garner and Trent Thompson. Good hands by Aaron Walters. Bounce though didn't favour Wood Mason, and under pressure he kicks out of the wing. Front position coming up and marking is Jet Matthews. One of the great stories of the year for Leopold, Jet Matthews, coming from Hoppers Crossing. Barely saw any senior game time last year, but this year, well, he's been a mainstay down back. Henry Walsh should have tried to mark, but he went to spoil. He's hit the deck. McGuan below his knees, couldn't clean up. Tom Gordon dumped in a tackle by O'Gorman. Liam McCarthy, handball back. McGuan, it's pressure everywhere. Smart did well to get a boot on it. Some clear air. Hillman's gone for the short sleeves after starting in the longs, but that didn't help him there. Lane had his kick smothered by Monahan. Deflected to Simkin. Simkin on his left boot for Colac. Kicks towards centre half forward. Wanting Zybell. Ball at ground level. Jeez, he was good there, Matthews. Handball released to Tate. Tate to Wagner, and they're away.
And Warren through the middle, he handballs it towards Scott, who draws a player. Thought about the handball, probably should have in the end. The kick was smothered by Felikos. Wood Mason took the tackle. He got rid of the football. The umpire will come in, and it's held up in there. So frantic pressure from Leopold.
Like you said earlier, Matt Kershaw, it looks like Colac are a bit top-heavy in their forward line. There's no one when it hits the deck to clean it up.
So the ball in the ruck contest got down to Jai Thompson. He's wrapped up straight away by Marnie for Colac, and the umpire will come in and ball it up again, just inside the centre square at centre wing. West, beautiful to Marcus Thompson. Poetry, emotion, inside 50 with a kick. Giddings third in line, take the mark, take a ticket.
Is that the play of the year in the GFL? That just there?
Elite. Now, it doesn't matter if you're getting tagged. If you're on the move, you're like you.
And I'll tell you what, the Leopold boys are telling Kate Smart all about it too.
You get a service like that. out of a stoppage.
Because Jai Thompson doesn't mind a little bit of a stoush.
Yeah, he'll be asking Kane Smart where he was at that one.
Yeah, that's right. So Connor Giddings to finish off the good work of Marcus Thompson and Trent West at the southern end of the ground. He's 25 out, side angle. He's kicked he's kicked one this afternoon. This ball, he's second. He keeps it low into the breeze, and he's put it through. So he's second, and the ninth for Leopold, 9-5-59. They lead Colac 2 straight 12. Geelong Bank K-Rock second quarter scoreboard.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what Colac have now. They've got to dig deep. They've got to find something, and at the moment, we've seen it for only a little bit of patches in the first quarter, but they've got the breeze. They're not utilising it. Their forwards line's not working. Their midfield's not getting any run and carry, but that's all due to Leopold. They're set ups well. They're pressured well. They've moved the ball well. Colac need to respond here. This is the time they need to respond. They've probably got about 10 to 12 minutes left with this breeze. They need to respond.
Walsh to go with West. Walsh clearly won the tap. McCormack's gone into the middle. An interesting move for Wombat Gully Plant Farm. He's brought to ground in a tackle by Feely, and we'll get a ball up. So just fling the magnets around here a little bit. The Tigers trying to get something happening. West and Walsh, they nullify each other. Ball hits the ground. Thompson lost the footy. Gordon was there for Leopold. He knocked it towards Feely. Taken by Marnie. Dumped on his backside by Gordon. Feely couldn't take it clean. Here's McCormack bursting away. Driving it long. And it's going to come back. Just as McCormack was sending it long, it was going to miss anyway. It's going to come back and be a free kick. And there's a very frustrated Rowan McSparron who has been on the bike track coaching from there. Finds himself down on the grass, whacking a chewy into the mouth and pondering how his football club can find themselves out of a 47-point hole as the kick from Feely finds Marcus Thompson, who now just seems to be finding the flow of the game after Kane Smart's worn him like a glove. He's got it at right half-back. He drives a kick, wanting Giddings. Will he get there? Yes, he will. Oh, he's a wonderful marker of the football. Giddings and Pitt are a sight to behold inside the Leopold forward 50, and they're going to cause headaches potentially for Hocking and Maddock next week if things continue this way.
So Giddings now from centre wing, goes inside 50. They go up big pack there, front of the pack. Liam McCarthy's handball was terrible to Marnie. Set him up, he wrapped up, chicken wing by Williamson. Not going anywhere, the umpire.
Well, neither one of the umpires know who's in control.
What's the umpire doing?
It's still play on.
It's still play on. West has gone. The controlling umpire is called play on. The ball's gone in towards Patton.
Well, because what's happened is Williamson and something's happened between Williamson and Marnie that Marnie didn't like. And so he's taken his concentration away from the footy, and Brock Williamson...
The ball was sitting there for a ticket, take a ticket and pick up the footy. And the ball's gone 30 metres out from goal.
Trent West said, I will then.
So the ball for Williamson now from the ruck contest. West gives it back to Wagner. Left foot kick around the corner, close to the boundary line. McCarthy sees it over, and we'll all reset in the right forward pocket.
Yeah, that was bizarre. I've seen some bizarre stuff this weekend.
And the umpire wasn't going to stop play just for the ball sitting there, and Marnie and Williamson waged their own private war. Right forward pocket, shallow boundary throw in. West wins the tap down, will almost do his own robe. He gave Scott a big shove in the back, and that will be a free kick to Colac in the left back pocket, and some relief for them for the moment. 17 and a half minutes gone. They are scoreless with the breeze. Across the face of his defensive goal, he goes to McGuan. McGuan short into the right back pocket, and the mark taken there by Renitz. Renitz goes short and presenting up his Hillman. He's still inside defensive 50, a long way from home. It's been a very disciplined defensive performance from Leopold in this second quarter.
Goes to the outer side, centre wing position, turned it over. Burgess takes the mark for Leopold, so sitting in front defensively there, takes the mark with the ball against the breeze. Now he goes inside 50. That's a great kick. Fantastic kick to Edmonds, who has, I reckon, ticked the box for a good in from Leopold so far. He's given them a little bit of pace around the packs, especially in the forward 50 with Giddings and Pitt up there, and he'll have a set shot. He's kicked 2 behinds this afternoon so far, and he'll have a set shot from 45 out. This is going to be a tough kick. He's going to run, play on, right foot kick, gives it everything he's got. Going to fall into the goal square, big pack there, front and centre. Where's Patton? Ball spills free, comes back towards Williamson, turns around, right foot kick, up the shot tower, and I think he's missed it. As Wood Mason taking the mark? No, it's through for 1 behind. So they go to 9-6-60 now, Leopold. Colac 2 straight 12. Geelong Bank second quarter K-Rock scoreboard.
Port Phillip Ferry's time clock, 19 minutes. Wood Mason stumbled as he ran out of his defensive goal square, collected himself and then drove a nice kick, in fact, in the end to Zybell at right half-back. Looks to draw the man on the mark. McCarthy, a handball. McCormack confronted, but got a handball released to Marnie. They got some free ball on the outer wing. Sends it long inside, forward 50. Walshy's target. Misjudged the flight. Spoiled Thompson. Roving Lang to the goal square. Leeson couldn't complete the mark. It's off hands and through for a minor score. So that's the first score of the second quarter with the win for Colac. It's come at the 19 and 20 minute mark on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock as Leopold looked to get out of defensive 50.
Tate, the kick might end up with him in the end, who gets it out wide towards Williamson, who takes the mark. Back end of centre wing, so Leopold back into the middle. Dangerous kick over the head in the end of Hillman, though. Oh, is that a free kick for a push in the back? I think so. Came from Simpkin. Jai Thompson's going to take the mark at centre half back for Leopold. Going to play on, chips into the middle to Tate, who followed it up from half back. Just stands his ground right in the centre circle at West Oval, and he handballs the way back to Jai Thompson. Gets around way too easily, left foot kick inside. Wood Mason fills the gap and takes the mark for Colac. About 35 out from the Leopold goal. He's going to drive it back outside 50.
He does, onto the chest of Simpkin, who's got it at the point of the square, left half back, but his kick was a lazy one. That's trapped by Marcus Thompson. Oh, Thompson buffeted off it by Learson, head over it and coming through Feely, taken by Learson, and then Thompson's into Learson, over the top, and now it is on, and the umpire has come in to resolve the situation. Marcus Thompson's a little bit frustrated this afternoon because Kane Smart has worn him like the old glove. Lucky not to have given away a free kick. Grabbing it out of the ruck is Zybell under pressure from West. Got a quick kick forward. It's gone over the head of Darcy Lang, and the ball will roll out of bounds in the left forward pocket at the Melbourne end of the ground. We'll get a boundary throw in. Leeson comes to the bench.
Kane Smart's going to come off here and have his rest as well. Got to go step for step, but he hasn't.
No, he's gone to Wagner. There's a couple of combative types. I think we've got a blood rule, and it might be Henry Walsh, and it might be finally that clip to the schnoz he got a little bit earlier, is it? We might just keep an eye on that. So he's coming to the bench. Jay, not sure what you can see there for New Grove bench tops in terms of blood for Henry Walsh.
Can't see anything yet. There's a bit of blood coming down just at the back of his neck as well, just to the right. Just a little nick, it looks like, on the skin.
So boundary throw in. He comes from the field. Zybell doing the ruck work, loses the footy. Quick kick out of the pack. That might have been pit jamming on there. Or was it Giddings? It was Giddings, in fact. Chance now for Marcus Herbert to give it to Jai Thompson. And his neat little kick is good for Wagner, who's got it at true centre half back.
He kicks it out wide, looking for Edmonds. Doesn't sit for him, though. He has to go back. Hillman bears down on him. He gets the handball over the top. And through the middle, Burgess wants to switch the play towards Matthews. Lang goes up, takes a good mark. Umpire says yes. And Darcy Lang will take it and called Matthews back. He tried to play for 50 as well, Darcy. He couldn't suck Jet Matthews or the umpire in there. He goes with a kick inside 50. Jennings gets back there for Leopold, can't take the mark. Front and centre, handball came back towards Jennings. He's wrapped up by Walters for Colac, and we'll have a ball up about 30 out from the Colac goal.
They need one desperately just to get some sort of spark.
Yep.
Climbing high, doing the ruck work, Jennings, but the roving by Lang for Colac, gave it up by hand. Ben McCarthy on his left. It's a high spinning ball, top of the goal square. Thompson the spoil. The roving by Matthews was good. A handle on the bounce. Burgess just trying to get a handle on it. Didn't get a handle on it. Worried out of it by O'Gorman, who dived on the footy. Burgess dived on him, and the umpire says it's out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in. Left forward pocket. Colac in attack. 2-1-13. Leopold 9-6-60. Just saw Marcel Barron snapping away from Geelong Regional Football. You'll find his best images at Geelong Regional Football on Facebook, and also made available to krockfootball.com.au. Handball out of the pack came from McCormack, and the kick went up the chimney, but the bouncing ball will land with Jai Thompson. He's taken in a tackle instantaneously. Ball spills out. Zybell, a left foot snap that will float out of bounds on the full. No, just sneaks in from behind. And Colac, our Archbishop Desmond, 2-2-14 Varley. Leopold at 9-6-60. Second quarter gone 23 and a half minutes on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock.
So the ball has gone a long way over the boundary line and into the car park. It's coming back now.
Maybe it didn't hit my car. The Rex Grell Focus.
Can hit mine. Probably do it at It increased
A world
value.
of good. Gordon will play on from fullback for Leopold.
Has character.
He kicks it in, looking for Jennings, who goes up and takes the Hamlet.
Yes.
Hanger of the year, if you don't mind. Harris Jennings. Fantastic.
Wow.
Wow, he gets the ball over the top, and Jai Thompson's taking it now on centre wing.
I reckon Marcel was all over that too. He's in prime position to snap that on the wing as the ball is on the wing. Lang went through his hands. He'll get a free kick for being held. It'll come back. So he's trying to lift his team here, the co-coach. Sends it inside, forward 50, too much on it, and a little juggle, but the mark taken by Jet Matthews. Matthews laterally into the left-back pocket. Wagner has been a running machine all afternoon presenting. He goes short and finds out there Sammy Hughes. Let's settle it down as we approach 25 minutes gone, a 46-point lead, and knowing they'll have the aid of the breeze in the third quarter. He drives a kick to the wing, pit his target, got a hand on it, couldn't mark. Zybel had it knocked away as he tried to camp the scene. Rennes has been locked up on true centre wing out of side, and we'll get a ball up. Hope you're enjoying the call through KROC 955, kroc.com.au, and the AFL Bar on Facebook live stream. GFL action next Saturday from 1 o'clock. The preliminary final, Newtown and Chilwell versus Leopold or Colac.
Ball from the ruck contest, free kicks being found.
And AFL action from 7 Friday, Melbourne and the Brisbane Lions, I can confirm, on KROC Football, and Collingwood and Fremantle from 5:30 Saturday night.
Ball in dispute now, handball, gets it away. Simpkin got the kick and tumbles the punt towards O'Gorman, wheels and goes, 55 out for Colac, uses the breeze, gets away and through for one behind, missed it to the far side. So 1-1 his personal tally. They go to 2-3-15 Colac. Trail Leopold 9-6-60, and they play on Leopold from fullback and go long. A ball holds up in the breeze. Williamson in front and saw something there, Kirsch.
Hillman just had to make a contest. Didn't he just defend for your side?
And Williamson took the mark uncontested, drives along the line. Marcus Herbert from behind has to defensively go against McCormack. Had 3 bites of the cherry and took the mark on centre wing.
Kane Smart's off the ground. Marcus Thompson should enjoy this next 2 minutes.
McCormack sends it long inside 50. Garner flew, went through his hands, back of the pack. Aaron Walters dragged to ground as he tried to burst away, then lost it in the tackle again. Wasn't rewarded that tackle, but the defensive effort of Leopold, that one coming from Mitch Burgess, was outstanding. And they get a stoppage forced in the goal square as O'Gorman is last to his feet. Umpire says, give it to me. Maybe a hint that Walters was taken high, but umpire was closer and didn't see it that way. Ball into the air. McGuan doing the ruck work against Jennings. Slung in the tackle was Marnie. McGuan brought to ground by Burgess. Jai Thompson walked into a roadblock called Jonathan Simpkin, and that is half-time here at West Oval. With Leopold leading by 45 points, they kicked 3 goals into the breeze. Colac could manage just 3 behinds, and they all came in time on. 2-3-15 Colac, Leopold 9-6-60. It's half-time here at West Oval, with Leopold having a foot and maybe their big toe in a preliminary final next week.
Half-time, thanks to Garmy Chicken and Beer. Treat yourself to some half-time Garmy Chicken and Beer, Warren Ponds. And as Kingy said, it's a big lead for Leopold. 9-6-60, they lead Colac 2-3-15. We'll come back. We'll have a look at the head-to-head thanks to Geelong Insurance Brokers, some matchups that have been occurring in the first half thanks to Wombat Galley Plant Farm, and also sit with our expert for multi-skills, Matt Kershaw, on the other side of this break. Today's game fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7. Winner Weber Barbecue at APCO Cafe 24/7. Live, breathe, KROC Football.
Right now, you could get your hands on the biggest prize in KROC history. Imagine what you could do with 500K. House, car, one whole tank of diesel, plus enough change to get some dimmies for the road. You could even give up on planet Earth altogether, build a rocket and go live on Mars. I mean, we've not crunched the numbers, but surely $500,000 is rocket money, right? Treat yourself. Buy the whole lettuce. You deserve it. I like that. Geelong and the Surf Coast. We're already lucky to live here, but just how lucky? This will change your life. KROC's 500K suburb. up your neighbourhood and win weekdays from 6 on K-Rock 955. Delicious food, great vibe, amazing functions. flyingbrickciderco.com.au.
Warralilly is a place with a great community vibe we like to call the Warralilly way of life. It all started 10 years ago when we welcomed our first resident. In 2022, we've hit another amazing milestone. 10,000 people who call Warralilly home. To celebrate, we're giving you $10,000 towards your block so you can make your mark at Warralilly, Geelong's fastest growing community. Plus, there'll be free family events throughout spring. To find out more, visit warralilly.com.au. Conditions apply. What does your future look like? Think about your home, your family, your travels and things you enjoy. With good planning and Edge Advisory Partners, your future's looking up. Professional financial planning and advice across Geelong and surrounds by locals like you. Wherever you're at in life, Edge Advisory Partners can help. From your first home or investment to retirement planning and ensuring your wealth.
We're the team partnering with you to make smart money choices.
Edge Advisory Partners. Book an obligation-free appointment today. edgeap.com.au.
Hello, Shamey and Erin from Wombat Gully Plant Farm Geelong.
Dad, footy is on.
Okay, Erin, but I've got to tell everyone that just like a footy team, Wombat Gully Plant Farm are here to go the extra mile. Stick to the plan, have fun, work together and give it our best shot so your garden can be the greatest garden of all.
Dad, you sound just like a coach.
Oh, thanks, Erin. Now, whose turn is it to do the dishes?
Not me. I'm still on the bench, Dad.
Right. So, see you soon at Wombat Gully Plant Farm.
201 Townsend Road, Moolap.
There's nothing like a 2-for-1 deal, except Geelong Bank's 1 for 2. Hear us out. Introducing the 1-2 home loan, 1% less for 2 years.
Yep, you heard that right. 1% discount on our reference rate for 2 whole years. You only need a 20% deposit and you'll also get $2,000 cash back.
Top of the ladder and Geelong Bank's 1-2 home loan deal. Is there anything Geelong can't do?
With Geelong Bank, it's as easy as 1-2.
Australian Credit Licence 244351. Standard lending criteria applies. Full terms and conditions at geelongbank.com.au.
Thanks to our number one ticket holder, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
He kicks it in looking for Jennings, who goes up and takes the headline. Hanger of the year, if you don't mind. Harris Jennings. Fantastic. Wow. Yes, Harris Jennings, just one of the highlights for Leopold in the first half. 9-6-60 they lead. Colac 2-3-15 half-time. Thanks to Garmy Chicken and Beer. Treat yourself. Some half-time Garmy Chicken and Beer, warm ponds. And, well, just injury updates for St John. I don't think there was too many in that first half. We had a couple of new grow bench tops blood rules, but apart from that, everybody seems to be okay at the moment. And we'll see how they go in the second half. Kirsch is feverishly making some notes. Thanks to Multi-Skills, unleash your potential with construction industry training at Multi-Skills. Kirsch, how'd you see the first half?
Well, geez.
One-way traffic,
She is, isn't she? She's a tale of two teams. And you know what? I keep harping on it, but we've mentioned Colac's form going into today. And we thought we might have seen a reversal in their form and gone back to the reason they finished second in the competition and the reason they were nearly number one defensive side in the competition. But we've not seen anything that represents that side prior to round 17 of this season. Jace, they are a shadow of the former self at the minute. Inside 50s, they would have been in excess of a dozen. They might have even had 15 inside 50s at quarter. 12 to 15, but they only managed the 3 points, and that's all credit to Leopold's back six. The way they rebounded the ball, they exited without pressure, really. I mean, the Burgess, they just did what they want down there, and they kept kicking to their +1, things we spoke about at quarter time that they needed to not do. They just fell into the trap of Leopold's setups. Their forward line is non-operational at the moment. They've got no one hitting up. They've got no one at the ground balls. They've got no one that looks at all dangerous. They've got no potency. They really need a lift from their forward half if they're going to get themselves back into this game. On the flip side, though, Leopold are doing everything right, aren't they? Their pressure's up. Their work rate is offensively and defensively is brilliant at the moment, and that's what's really carving Colac up at the moment. They can't go with him. And might I add, they're keeping Marcus Thompson out of the game. So if he gets off the chain, look out, in this third quarter with the breeze. So On the flip side, when the ball gets into Leopold's forward line, you feel like something's going to happen every time. You feel like there's going to be a mark inside forward 50, the big hang, or if the ball hits the ground, they've got some players like Edmonds and Patton that look dangerous and can kick goals, scoop it up front and centre or out the back or wherever the ball may fall. They look like they've got options everywhere. So at the moment, it's a tale of two teams, and if Leopold are able to move the ball freely like they are and aggressive through the corridor, then we're in for a big margin, Jason Doherty.
I think everybody was waiting at quarter time to go, okay, well, Leopold's kicked 6 goals in the first term. They've had the aid of the breeze. Colac got a couple against it. Here we go. They might be okay. And the first 5 or 6 minutes of the second quarter, it showed Leopold's dominance around the ball, didn't
Absolutely, it did. Not only around the ball, but I think Buddha will be in there now talking about their shape behind the ball and their defensive structure. Not just their backmen, but it's the mids getting back to help out, the wingers on the defensive slide getting back to help out, and that's why they rebounded so well. They've just got such a good structure behind the ball that it helps the midfielders and it opens up the game, and that's why they can get it in their forward line really quickly. And they caught Colac napping quite a few times, so I think that will be their real key talking point in there at the moment about how well they've been defensively.
And so what do you do if you're Rowan McSparran and Darcy Lang?
Well,
at half-time.
You've seen a few moves. We've seen Jaron McCormack go into the midfield to try and spark them. They've swapped their Garner forward to try and take a mark down there. They're too tall. We've spoke about it. They're too top-heavy in their forward line, so maybe try something different. Go a bit smaller. Put an extra number behind the ball, a tall, and see what they can generate. They've got to generate something, though, because at the moment it's not working for them, and they just got to find spark. Do you know what, Jace? As a coach, you can teach them structure, game plan, all that sort of stuff, but you can't teach them effort. They've got to bring that themselves, and their desire and their want to chase, tackle, get involved. You can't teach them that, and that's where they've got to lift now, and they've got to bring that themselves, and they've got to bring some effort, because at the moment they have been effortless.
Half-time around the grounds, thanks to Leopold Sport, is your complete family venue. Couple of games in the AFLW this afternoon. Collingwood 6-9-45 defeated the Sydney Swans 2-2-14. Essendon 4-7-31 went down to Carlton 5-2-32 in a cliffhanger. And GWS Giants 2 straight 12 lead. Brisbane yet to score early in the first quarter of that game. Also this afternoon, Samiri 6-9-45 defeated Colac 5-6-36 in the reserves first semi-final. And yesterday, St Mary's 12-16-88 defeated Newtown and Chilwell 7-16-58 the second semi-final. And Newtown now awaits the winner of this game between Colac and Leopold. We'll take a break. When we come back, have a look at the head-to-head and also some matchups and work out what might be able to happen in the second half for Colac to get back into this one. They're 2-3-15. They trail Leopold 9-6-60 half-time. As always, for Gami Chicken and Beer, treat yourself to some half-time Gami Chicken and Beer, Warren Ponds. And today's game, fueled by Apco Cafe 24/7. Win a Weber barbecue at Apco Cafe 24/7. Live, breathe, K-Rock football.
Herbie and Josh.
The price is right. Come
Shopping
on
time.
down, Bilbo from Promotions.
I'm here.
He's here, he's ready, and he's got some items.
I do. All of those things are true. I'm here, I've got some items.
Absolutely. It's the passion in which he says it with, though.
Is that what you call it? Passion?
Someone has to bring it.
Passion.
Bring what?
The passion, the vibe.
Okay. The
Vibe
vibe.
lifter, they call me.
Righto.
Well, I work with the Vibe Assassin.
Josh.
Calm down.
Herbie and Josh. Weekdays from 4 p.m. Only on K-Rock 955. 2 brand new Mimosa Homes displays now open in Austin Lara. mimosahomes.com.au.
Warralilly is a place with a great community vibe we like to call the Warralilly way of life. It all started 10 years ago when we welcomed our first resident. In 2022, we've hit another amazing milestone. 10,000 people who call Warralilly home. To celebrate, we're giving you $10,000 towards your block so you can make your mark at Warralilly, Geelong's fastest growing community. Plus, there'll be free family events throughout spring. To find out more, visit warralilly.com.au. Conditions apply.
There's nothing like a 2-for-1 deal, except Geelong Bank's 1 for 2. Hear us out. Introducing the 1-2 home loan, 1% less for 2 years.
Yep, you heard that right. 1% discount on our reference rate for 2 whole years. You only only need a 20% deposit and you'll also get $2,000 cash back.
Top of the ladder and Geelong Bank's 1-2 home loan deal. Is there anything Geelong can't do?
With Geelong Bank, it's as easy as 1-2.
Australian Credit Licence 244351. Standard lending criteria applies. Full terms and conditions at geelongbank.com.au.
Hello, it's Jamie and Erin from Wombat Gully Plant Farm Geelong.
Dad, footy is on.
Okay, Erin, but I've got to tell everyone that just like a footy team, Wombat Gully Plant Farm are here to go the extra mile. Stick to the plan, have fun, work together, and give it our best shot so your garden can be the greatest garden of all.
Dad, you sound just like a coach.
Oh, thanks, Erin. Now, whose turn is it to do the dishes?
Not me. I'm still on the bench, Dad.
Right. So, see you soon at Wombat Gully Plant Farm.
201 Townsend Road, Moolap.
Warralilly is a place with a great community vibe we like to call the Warralilly way of life. It all started 10 years ago when we welcomed our first resident. In 2022, we've hit another amazing milestone. 10,000 people who call Warralilly home. To celebrate, we're giving you $10,000 towards your block so you can make your mark at Warralilly, Geelong's fastest growing community. Plus, there'll be free family events throughout spring. To find out more, visit warralilly.com.au. Conditions apply.
Thanks to our number one ticket holder, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
Inside 50, Patton from behind, gets it, gets around one, gets around two, right foot kick, goal! Lammy Tabbert, goal of the day. Contender from Mitch Patton, his second. Yes, Mitch Patton has run right this afternoon too already. Has been focus of the Colac defence. They haven't been able to control him at the moment. Leopold 9-6-60, Colac 2-3-15 head-to-head thanks to Geelong Insurance Brokers this afternoon with more than 39 years in the insurance industry. Managing Director Don and the team at Geelong Insurance Brokers work with their clients to ensure they have the right cover, not just the cheapest premiums. The head-to-head this afternoon, Kirsch.
Trent West v Henry Walsh, and I'd say West is on top at the moment, given that he's given their midfield sort of first look at it. Walsh is probably, he's not far behind, but they're not doing much around the ground either, the big fellas, so they've got to try and get involved a little bit, get influential around the ground. But as for stoppages at the moment, Leopold are on top, and I tell you what, we might see some highlights during the week, but if anyone's watching that live feed right now, they would have seen the beautiful Trent West little flick over to Marcus Thompson into the forward half, and that's just silver plate service right there, and it's probably a little bit even, but Trent West has got his nose in front given the clearance work by the midfield of Leopold.
All right, we'll keep a look at that in the second half, the head-to-head, thanks to Geelong Insurance Brokers, Trent West and Henry Walsh. It was, with poetry in motion, wasn't it? That tap down, it was... You'd be happy if you were Marcus Thompson, John Thompson and Logan Wagner in the middle with that service, a silver service.
Licking your lips, wouldn't you? That's where it can be dangerous inside forward 50 as well, but he tends not to go inside forward 50. But, Marcus Thompson's having a tough day. He's got that Kane Smart match-up, and Smart's doing a really good job on him. But, you can't tag everyone, can you, in that midfield? And they're sort of going to get off the chain at some stage. Wagner's having a really good battle with Marnie, and they've just started to really just generate some run and carry, aren't they, Leopold?
Down on the boundary, Jane Birch, ground report thanks to South Point Garden Supplies. Jane, atmosphere down there, big crowd here this afternoon.
There is a big crowd. There's a big Leopold following, actually, up near their rooms. And the wind sprung up. There's probably even another goal in it, I'd say. So across the ground, towards that pocket, towards the clubroom end. So, yes, it'll be interesting. Colac are just going to have to do everything they can to hold on here before it really blows out.
All right, thanks, Jane. We'll keep an eye on that breeze and the weather conditions. Ground report thanks to South Point Garden Supplies. Kingy is taking liberties with this co-pilot scenario this afternoon. He is loving it.
He just goes off for a wander, comes back with drinks, comes back with burgers.
Food. He's just having a great little time here. He's doing nicely.
A little picnic for him, isn't it?
It's a little Sunday afternoon. Yeah. He has worked very hard this weekend, though.
He has.
This is game number 4, plus a breakfast, plus whatever else he's done. He's had a busy weekend. There's the lovely Ros Monaghan, mother of Ryan, who has come back from Queensland. And I said to her, you better get back a week early. And I possibly was right. So, sorry about that, Ross. I said, because we're going back. She was coming back preliminary final day. And I said, you might want to get back a week early just in case. And I think I've been right at the moment.
You put the moz on, Ros, I think.
They were having a good time up there too, I think.
Actually, Glenn? I think Geelong West too provide us with our little...
Geelong West, Dino hasn't even got you up, I don't think.
So Dino's done, he's cut you
Geelong
off.
West Burgers, there you go. Well, that's very nice of them, isn't it? So,
yes.
You all gorge on those, and we'll start the third term here at some stage. Warralilly bringing us the third term.
Just been reliably informed by, I think, his mother that it's Mitch Burgess's 21st today.
Oh, really?
Leopold.
He's having a good game too. He's part of that back six that have been rather dominant at the moment.
We just give him the $100 Leopold Sporties
Well,
voucher?
that'd be a nice little, that'd be fitting for him, wouldn't it? But
yeah, maybe not. Pay for his own 21st.
Yeah, exactly right. Jared McCormack back in the middle, Joffy Simpkin, and who else we got in there? We've got no Kane Smart, so he might have gone forward. Marcus Thompson, has he?
Damien McMahon, a very interested, that's the Newtown Damien McMahon,
Yes.
a very interested spectator.
Would be.
In what he's seen this afternoon.
Third term, Leopold 9,660, Colac 2,315. And to start the third term, here's Tom King.
Thanks to Warralilly, live in Geelong's most awarded community. Can Colac fight back? Oh, take it high, Woodmason, and that would be against Feely.
Marcus Thompson off the back of the square. He's come up for half back at the moment, so he's trying to shake that tag.
Matt Kershaw for multi-skills in the experts chair. Woodmason with it, back edge of the centre square, drives it towards half forward, and the kick into the breeze holds up a little bit. West did the roving at the front of the pack after no mark was taken. Tate fires a handball wide. Giddings went to go one way, then he just went down the line with the kick. Williamson is his target. It's fisted away from him towards the boundary line, and Thompson can't keep it alive. Yes, they can. Might be Burgess, handball back inboard to Williamson, gave it to Pitt. Pitt ran to 45 for the perfect start, and Leopold, I think, are headed to a prelim. The margin now is 51 points, and I think this is irretrievable. And they are playing Newtown and Chilwell for a spot in the grand final, I suspect, next Saturday afternoon at Windsor Park. Jake Pitt, he's got 3 and 34 for the season, and Leopold have got 10. They're 10-6-66. Colac at 2-3-15. We've got a minute in this third term. Thanks to Warralilly. Check out warralilly.com.au.
I got it wrong, Jace. I see if Leopold kicked goal in first minute, it'll be Mitch Patton and the way they go, and it was Jake Pitt, but we were right with the minute anyway. They have started where they finished, Leopold.
So back to the middle. West gets it down again. Thompson through the middle. Marcus tries to get towards Jai. Chopped off by Lang. Come back the other way. McCormack got it free. Through the middle. Bailey Scott goes in there towards... that's a great mark, Adam Garner. He stuck his hand up, left hand, then stuck his right hand up and came down. And in front of Trent Thompson, took a great grab. And he'll shoot for goal from 40 out, slight angle.
We spoke about their forward line, didn't we? You know, we've put a bit of heat on them, and they've got to stand tall now and take some marks inside that forward 50, but they've got to finish the job.
So Adam Garner kicking into the breeze, as Jane said to us at half-time. We sprung up again, so we'll have to try and keep it low. He plays on, and he kicks it high. And has it got the distance? It has. That's a good kick in the end. He did well. He used the breeze to his advantage as he ran around, and he kicked his first of the afternoon. And a badly needed third goal for Colac. They have Jonathan Simpkin, Adam Garner and Fraser O'Gorman as their goal kickers so far. So they go to 3-3-21, but Leopold through that Jake Pitt goal, they're 10-6-66, so 45 the difference as it was at half-time. Warralilly K-Rock third quarter scoreboard.
Well, that was a really good kick when you think about it. He was 45 out against that breeze that we say now is out of the +1, so it's a terrific kick.
We're back in the middle, and there's going to be a free kick for a hold being paid here to Leopold. It's going to go to Jai Thompson. He's got it next to the centre circle's broadcast side. He'll drive a kick in on that familiar left boot to the top of the square. Couple of flyers. Liam McCarthy, one of those for Colac. No mark taken. Patton off the pack. Couldn't take it, get the kick to get to where he wanted it to go through the goals because Jake McGuan got across and cut it off, and it's through for a minor score. A rush behind to Leopold, who are now 10-7-67. Colac 3-3-21.
So the ball for the Colac goes towards McCormack, who goes up, takes the mark in the end. Pretty well uncontested in front of Jennings. Put his hands up and took it at half-back. Runner being asked to leave the field of play. He's nice and close to McCormack. He drills it back inboard to Simpkin. Probably got half a free kick for... well, Simpkin's going to give away the free kick in the end. He probably could have got a free kick for somebody running back in front of him, but in the end he gave the free kick away for a high tackle to Brock Williamson. So he's got the ball inside the centre square, drills it towards the forward pocket. Coming out was Giddings on a lead. He couldn't, though, keep it in the field of play, and we're going to have a boundary throw in. And in the left forward pocket for the Lions.
Is Connor Giddings the best Giddings to play in the GFL since Max Giddings back in the day, Kirsch?
Absolutely, he would be.
No disrespect to Justin.
I was going to say, what about Justin? He's under 16 premiership captain.
North Shore.
He was.
Boundary throw in, Marnie. Doing good things in the aeronautical field. Is Justin Giddings now, I think, heading up the air show, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
After being CEO of Avalon for quite a while. The ball's at half forward. We're talking about people in the past, and let's talk about the present. As there's a free kick paid advantage to Simpkin. Kick to half back, Zybell into the breeze, and it's a good mark. Handball off Learson. What's he got forward to the footy? Just a bit of a hit and hope for Langle. Go back with the flight. Take the mark. Hit the ground running. Run to 45. Open goal square. About the bounce. It holds up and rolls actually backwards. Lang will be first there. Picked up the ball. No, he couldn't take it cleanly, but when he then got it underneath him, he's wrapped up in a two-man tackle, and we'll get a ball up.
That's better work rate, though.
Right forward pocket, ball up. Colac in attack. What's a manageable margin at three-quarter time, knowing they'll kick with the breeze in the last quarter?
You'd have to get it under 5, I reckon.
Into the air it goes for Zybell and Jennings. Jennings from behind winning the tap down towards the boundary. Woodmason tight angle, couldn't get a boot on the ball because Burgess ripped him off it. And in front of not a bad crowd here on a Sunday afternoon. Did hear whispers earlier that 6,000 people rolled through the gates at Plastercom Oval at Newcombe yesterday for the Bellarine Grand Final across football and netball.
Throw in, Colac into attack. Zybell, short boundary throw in. Zybell's going to be able to run onto it. He got a kick away as well. It was partly smothered. Falls back. They get it out. Oh! Up was Edmonds. Couldn't take the mark in front of Felikos. And he runs away, though. Uses the pace and gets free with the kick. He goes out wide. He's kicked it out of bounds. It's just in the field of play. And James Edmonds, gee whiz, he will need oxygen. He got up that high.
Buddha did say that he's good aerially.
He did say that too. Yeah. Boundary throw in, left half forward for the Lions into attack. They're 10-7-67. They lead Colac 3-3-21.
For Geelong Regional Football, I did see Marcel Behrens, and he did get the snap of Harris Jennings hanger. The Hamlin hanger from the second quarter. In the boundary throw-in, Scott frees his arms to provide a handball for Colac. Now he kicks it forward after getting it back. Jennings attacked it nicely outside of the right boot. Bananas a kick around the boundary line, flying but not marking. A spectacular effort was Marcus Herbert. Now it's off somebody's boot, I think. It must have been off Marcus Herbert's boot, and it's going to be out of bounds on the full. Learson is claiming that the ball is his, and it will be a free kick to Colac. So an unexpected one for the Tigers. I think, Herbert in his attempt to mark it might have ricocheted away off his shin. He gives a handball back to Liam McCarthy across the face of his defensive goal left back pocket. He goes to Renitz. Renitz also a left footer. Swings onto that left boot now, looking for Scott. Goes over his head. O'Gorman there, but he won't be the first to the footy. Chance for Leopold with Jai Thompson. Good tackle, bringing him to ground. Might have been by Zybell. It's not coming out. Now it is out. Well, the umpire should have just called for a ball up, surely. But anyway, it's going to spill for Ewland. Ewland now with it, just forward to the wing, lowered the vision. Up goes Jennings, couldn't get a hand on it for Leopold. Trent Thompson was clean. Handball back to Jennings, who had a fumble. It's off his hands and out of bounds. Left half forward for Colac. So it's a Colac with a little bit more intent, but they're just not eating into this margin. It was 45 at halftime. It's now 46, 7.5 minutes on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock into the third quarter.
So boundary throw in, West in front, left hand down, Monahan. Tries to rip it away from Feely. Ball spills free, Wagner. Backward heel as well there. Lang got the kick away in the end for Colac. Tracking it back was Gordon. Got a shepherd as well from Jennings. Close to the boundary line. And seeing it over Liam Herbert. Ryan Monahan right next to him. And boundary throw in. Matt, a 40 around from the Colac goal. It's going to be Walsh and West. Ruck contest. West with a double-fisted down. Marnie left the footy behind. Burgess didn't. Happy 21st. Takes a bounce. Runs along centre wing. And he goes. He could be running the sixth at Geelong the way he's going. He gets the handball back. And he keeps going.
Leopold play it down in back play. It's Edmonds. So something has happened off the ball for James Edmonds to be writhing in pain.
So
clutching at his stomach or similar.
Colac have got the ball back towards their centre-half back position, but the ball holds up and Feely has taken the mark in front of Monahan. He's got a bit of cramp too. Feely's been running that much. Keep an eye on Edmonds.
Did you see anything, Jane, as to why Edmonds found himself doubled over at centre-half forward?
No, I didn't. My eyes were following the ball, but he seemed to be in a lot of pain. He's jumped up now and seems to be okay, but he was certainly holding around that stomach area.
Oh, no. Brody Marnie who ran through the marks?
Going to the bench.
So he was running to the bench to come off the ground. He ran straight between Ryan Monahan and Tom Feely.
It's just a brain fade.
And the umpire, all he had to do was say, come Tom Feely and stand on the goal line. Because it's going to be 50 and a goal. Certain now. He was 50 out. He comes in and he kicks his second of the afternoon. And the 11th for Leopold, 11-7-73. They lead Colac 3-3-21. Warralilly K-Rock third quarter scoreboard.
When things aren't going your way, they're not going your way, are they? But, that's got nothing to do with general play or anything like that. That's just got to do with a little momentary lapse of concentration by an experienced footballer. And that really does hurt, doesn't it? It's a coach killer, it's an everything killer. It's just one of those aspects of the game that really hurt you. And Leopold don't need to be giving any free ball, and that's what they were just given then.
Going on off the ball, McCormack and Wagner having their own private little war.
Yeah, everyone with Wagner so far.
Tap down Walsh, roving McCormack, who hit it nicely, and then a kick inside forward, 50 to a one-on-one. Wanted Walters, he couldn't mark. Front of the pack, Scott had it knocked away. Chance here for Thompson, who just fires a handball to a voice, but that voice was Kane Learson for Colac. His kick is okay for Lang, got it over the head of Trent West. And even a man of Lang's skill, this might be too far out, so he just sets it up to the pocket, and Hillman has got free space. Didn't complete the mark. Umpire says he knocked it away, Trent Marcus Thompson. And now the clearing kick from Hughes, and that has far from impressed.
That was touched.
As Kane Smart is telling umpire Verticizzi that why wasn't that paid a mark. Now Lang has been paid a mark. He's been told to get to his feet. Ollie Tate, his former Geelong VFL teammate, over the top of him. And Darcy Lang too far out to score. McCormack and Simpkin presenting short, so Lang just kicks to the pocket. Garner with a run on the juggle, couldn't take it. Hillman, front of the pack, had it knocked away. Felikos is there. He's dumped in a two-man tackle. Big tackle. Thompson and Dixon bringing him to ground. There's a lot of niggle in this one.
Oh, there is. If only the game was closer.
40 out from goal. Walsh winning the tap down. Chance. Brock Williamson is absolutely barreled and is down. We'll keep an eye on that. 35 out from goal. Monahan through the pack. McCormack and Sam Hughes, they've all gone to McCormack because he was the one that made contact with Williamson, who thankfully is to his feet. A little bit wobbly. He's just trying to get his boots on properly, I think, but he's a bit sore.
Jeez.
I don't think there's much left in the result of this game, but I reckon other factors might be at play. There is a lot of niggle in this double palm down west to Thompson, the clearing kick towards half back. It's fisted away at the back by O'Gorman. He'll almost do his own roving. Edmonds is there though. O'Gorman picked up the footy, dumped in a good tackle by Pitt, and the ball is out of bounds for a boundary throw in forward of the wing. So Brock Williamson, I'm pleased to report, is okay for St John of God moving around, but geez, he got absolutely steamrolled.
It was almost a case of, I'm not playing next week, neither are you.
Boundary throw in centre wing on the outer side. West again with a double fisted to Marcus Thompson. For Leopold to push it forward. Colac got the numbers, but they lose the football in the contest. Pitt got it away to Wagner. 40 out and goes towards Patton. Can't take the mark over the back. It's McGuan for Colac. His handball. Gorman had to sit and wait, pick it up on the half volley. Was chopped off by Pitt. Mitchie with the outside of the right foot. He's kicked the belly of the ball and kicked it out of bounds on the full in the opposite forward pocket. So it's going to be a free kick to Learson in the last line of defence for Colac.
Guys, James Edmonds does not look well at all. He was just, when you were watching the play down there, when it was all happening, he was just standing in front of me here and he was doubled over on the ground again and the ball was about 100 metres away. So I'm just keeping an eye on him. He's really hurt, but he's pushing through, it looks like.
And John God, your emergency specialist. Thanks, Birchie, down boundary side this afternoon. Learson runs into his defensive back pocket, fires a handball off to Rennett, who kicks on his right boot. Did he put that out in the full? He did. So it's unravelling a little bit here for Colac, unfortunately. A season that has promised so much, unfortunately, is going to end without a bang, more a whimper. As the margin is 52, and there's a shot at goal coming, right forward pocket. I think that is Herbert with the footy, tight angle, not a bad effort, a wonderful effort, what a great kick. So Herbert with the goal, puts through his first of the afternoon, and they are off to a preliminary final here, the Lions, as Herbert, that is Liam, with his first of the afternoon. And Leopold now go to 12-7-79. Colac 3-3-21. The margin is 58 points to the good of the Lions. And a wonderful finish there. That's not an easy pocket. Alami's Tavern goal of the day contender from Liam Herbert.
So back to the middle. West goes up. The fist down towards Williamson, who's recovered from his little impact down in the back line a few minutes ago. But he's held up there and we'll have a secondary bounce in the middle. Walsh stands in front of West. Tries to get it down to Lang. Ball still in dispute. West just threw it away. Was that a throw? The umpire said yes, it was.
More a scoop than a tap.
Yes, it was a scoop.
He tried to tap it and he probably got actually more of it than he... more palm than fingertips.
So coming back to Darcy Lang.
One of those positional changes, Jace, where they need some smalls up forward, is Kane Smart now not tagging Marcus Thompson is going to be a permanent forward.
Ball. Oh, O'Gorman, his kick in the middle was smothered. Lane coming back now. O'Gorman again for Colac, under pressure. Through the middle, Marcus Herbert picked it up and then got wrapped up by three. Got the handball out the back. Still on centre wing for Leopold. Jai Thompson's handball to the call of Gordon. Can he keep it in? Yes, he can. Draws a player, gets it away towards Burgess. He gets dacked as well. Happy 21st. Now he goes back. And free kick down the field. It's against Monahan. Is it on Gordon? And
yeah, so Monahan late contact.
So Lane's going to take the resultant free kick for Leopold close to the boundary line. And it will be out of bounds for a throw in. Leopold into attack. They're still going on behind the play as well. Jennings and Zyde Bell and Smart and Gordon, and they're all getting into it on centre wing, and it's going to erupt here shortly as the boundary throw in is in the forward pocket for Leopold.
I'll call the footy. You keep an eye on what's going on off the ball.
Ringside.
Boundary throw in, tap down by Walsh, and at the front of the pack we've got another stoppage.
Ooh.
What did you see, Kurt?
Mitch Burgess, the old-fashioned jumper punch straight on the chin of the Walters.
Yeah, well, you don't want to be doing anything silly when you're into a preliminary final, do you?
Do not.
Tapped down by West, ball eludes Simpkin, but it's picked up by Marnie, snaps it around his body for Colac to half-back, attacked by Marcus Herbert. Wood Mason was there to worry him out of it. Oh, down went a Leopold player. That was Herbert, I reckon, who went down solidly. Oh, is it Lane? It's Lane, but he'll get to his feet. And St John of God, this is a real powder keg.
Spot fires
everywhere. And
ball up. Oh, West goes up early again on Zyde Bell. Comes through the middle. Kick by Patton was okay towards Scott. He goes back there for Leopold. Patton followed it up again. He got it away to Williamson. This is the best way to finish for Leopold. He kicks the goal. Brock Williamson kicks his second. 13th for Colac. 13-785. They led Colac 3-3-21. Warren Lily, K-Rock. Third quarter scoreboard, and as always in the experts chair, thanks to Multi-Skills. Unleash your potential with construction industry training at Multi-Skills. Here's Matt Kershaw.
There's so much going on there, Jason. I wasn't sure where to look. I don't know whether to watch the spot fire here, the spot fire over there. But when you have got some stuff going on, there is no better way to get the opposition back than to kick a goal. A good team goal like that one, and you can see them there. They all got around Williamson, and they are up and about, and they are going to a prelim high on confidence, this Leopold team.
West and Zybell the tap down. Jai Thompson tried to don't argue on McCormack umpire, so he was going nowhere after the tackle was laid. I'll ball it up. So still in the centre circles. It goes into the air for West and Zybell again. Zybell winning the tap down this time. Ball rolls towards Thompson. Might have been taken high by McCormack. No, umpire said yes. The umpire non-controlling in the Leopold forward zone has paid too high against McCormack on Jai Thompson. And it'll be a free kick to the veteran line, playing senior game 196 this afternoon. He's past 200 club games, but in terms of GFL seniors, it's 196. High ball that floats inside 50, set for a run and fly from Pitt. A Hamlin Hanger contender that was all a little bit too easy as he ran hard at the footy, and that is his go. And he has taken a nice mark again, Jake Pitt. Unfortunately, they're all playing for second for the Hamlin Hanger this afternoon to Harris Jennings. And, well, I think maybe mark of the year. Not that we have one in the GFL, but if we did...
Little Edmonds gave it a go.
He's tried
he only had to hold it.
Yeah, that's right.
Pitt, distance won't be a problem. Kicks from just out 50, drives a long ball, but pulls it to the left and through for a minor score. Jake Pitt with 3 goals, 1 this afternoon. Leopold with 13 goals, 7 make that 13-8 on the third quarter Carac Warralilly scoreboard. Living Geelong's most awarded community. Colac 3-3-21, the margin 65.
McCarthy kicks it in, and Giddings in front couldn't take the mark for Leopold. McCormack got it away. Handball over the top by Woodmason, missed the target. McCormack goes back in there for Colac. Now Marnie tries to shuffle the ball out, back and Feely through the middle for Leopold. High kick up the shot tower towards half forward. Reynolds gets back there to help out O'Gorman. Williamson though, close to the boundary line, tried to keep it in for Leopold, he couldn't do so. Now Spokes, handball back to McGuan, over the top, pushed off it, way too easy in the end. Oh, free kick. Reynolds got a high tackle I think on Williamson, and it will be a free kick to Brock Williamson. He was on the ground. Reynolds was there as well. He came in, flung the right arm over his shoulder, and he will have a set shot for goal for his third from 30 out, 45-degree angle. It's been good today, Kirsch.
He has been really good. Yep, he's been impressive. Right time of the year to be playing some good football.
So, Brock Williamson. I mean, Northern End, 30 out from goal. Is for the 14th for the Lions. He comes in. Goal umpire says, no problems with that, Brock. Have a third goal, and he will. And they go to 14-8-92, Leopold. They lead Colac. 3-3-21, Warralilly, K-Rock. Third quarter scoreboard.
They've got a real good group of finishers, haven't they? Like that, the elite midfield. Yeah, that just sort of kick goals.
Yep.
They don't need much of an opportunity or much of a chance, and particularly set shots, they really miss those set shots. They're just really good footballers with a really good finish, and that just shows it.
Fair effort from Williamson. He only kicked 8 goals for the season coming in today. He's kicked 3 this afternoon.
Yeah, he's been brilliant around the ball.
2 Matheson medal votes in rounds 4 and 15 despite losses for Williamson. Beautiful bit of roving Marcus Herbert from the tap work in the middle of Giddings, and then sending it in for a training drill style run for Mitch Patton to mark in front of Cody Spokes. That was all a little bit too easy. The tap work of Giddings, not bad when Trent West can have a spell and Connor Giddings can come with that leap and just put it down the throat of his midfield. Herbert with the lace out to the advantage to Mitchie Patton. And Patton, who's got 2 this afternoon and 59 for the season, kicked the 200th of his career this afternoon. A chance to go to 201 and push this margin to 77 points. He starts it right, and that is a disappointing kick for Mitchie Patton standards. 3 4 behind, margin is 72. So we were talking about early in the quarter about what was a manageable margin at three-quarter time for Colac. Unfortunately, that's a discussion that is moot because
72 points is not manageable, Kingy.
No, unfortunately.
And McCarthy plays on from fullback for Colac, goes long and wide. Zybell goes up with Walsh. Woodmason front and centre was good. Kick around the corner for Colac to centre wing. Jet Matthews back to whence it came and back to Woodmason. So both turn it over there. Woodmason though wants to switch the play on. Dangerous kick. Edmonds can go up, can't take the mark. McCarthy for Colac puts it out in front of Tate to go back. Lang came at him, but Ollie Tate just stood over the top at half back and took the mark for Leopold. So switch it laterally, back to centre half back. Dixon takes the mark. Called to play on now, so he goes further backwards. It's okay though, because he's got Gordon over the top who goes towards Matthews. So the back 6 waxing lyrical for Leopold. He goes the long kick now towards centre half forward. Off the back though, McGuan for Colac. Oh, dangerous handball. They're across half forward now. Leopold putting the pressure on. And that was Liam Herbert. Comes out the back. Handball Thompson. Jai gets it forward towards Patton. Getting back there, Learson to help out. McGuan again wants to switch the play. Finds Woodmason in the back pocket.
This is where they struggle, this next one.
Called to play on. Chip over the top is okay for Hewland, but he's still inside defensive 50. He breaks that now. Delivers on his left boot. A long ball wanting Smart. Got it to him too. Over the head of Burgess, the kick. Colac to go into attack through Smart to a one-on-one. Zybell. Trent Thompson played well in front and took a good mark. One of the more reliable one-on-one defenders in the competition is Trent Thompson. Not usually noted for his marking one-on-one, but his spoiling work is elite. But there, he was pretty good in his kick. That hangs in the air for a while. He's marked by Feely. Left half back, drives it to half forward, looking for Marcus Herbert. He can't mark, found it on the ground, will run away from Walsh, be too nimble there. Looking for Patton, sets himself, spoils Spokes from behind, was good. O'Gorman clean at the front, but handball partially deflected. It will fall back to O'Gorman in the end. He'll kick to the wing, Smart. Matthews just pushed Smart off the footy, gave a handball to Wagner, and Wagner kicks to half forward, and Patton marks probably too far from home from him. 55 out, right half forward.
So Patton now thought about the short kick to Pitt. He just holds it up. And he's backing himself here, Mitchie.
He is, isn't he?
He is. He's going back for the...
Launch a tour?
Yeah, no, he's going to go to centre-half 40.
Too easy.
He feigned them all and went, hang on. He goes short to Burgess, and then he goes short to Liam Herbert. Still 50 out from goal, but directly in front now, and a lot closer than Mitchie was on the boundary line.
This is legitimately a game where the last quarter is being played for no reason at all.
Zero reasons.
Be more than happy for them to finish it off right at three-quarter time. That'd be great.
We spoke about some of their skillful finishes. Here's one.
Did somebody see lightning?
No, I thought we should.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so.
We've already had that this year. We've got to think of something else.
So Liam Herbert's kicked one this afternoon. And right foot kick, goal umpire stands tall and he puts it straight over his head for his second of the afternoon. 15th for Leopold, 15-9.99. And they lead Colac 3-3. 21 K-Rock, Warralilly, third quarter scoreboard.
Right on song, wasn't it? Talking about their finishes and the way that they're sort of those mid-size on-ball half forwards move around the ground, and that was just way too easy. The cues in the rack for Colac, it's as simple as that. Probably was in the first 10 minutes of the game, but it's just doing it with ease now, Leopold, isn't it? This is going to be a blowout, Jace. I feel it's going to be 100 points the way the game's going now.
It doesn't deserve that. Colac don't deserve that. I think that as Walsh and West won the tap down. Here's Thompson, who's getting off the chain, kick inside 50. It's all presented for Pitt, couldn't take the mark. McGuan back playing the spare in defence. Got a handball off. Ewan was run down from behind. Ball spills out. Lane tried to shovel it up to a teammate. Pitt was clean, gave it to Jai Thompson, who out the corner of his eye saw something he liked. Chance here at right half forward. Hughes, the veteran, sending it inside forward 50. Mitch Patton presents, can't mark. Off the hands of the pack, that'll be a free kick. Liam McCarthy was being held by Liam Herbert. And he'll take it 15 from his defensive goal, and some slight respite here for the Tigers as he goes wide to Spokes, and the acting skipper in the absence of Jack Millican has got it at right half back. It's fair to say, unfortunately, Colac just haven't been fit in terms of their list at the right time of the year. The ball on the wing, handball, Matthews was okay, or Tate, I should say, was right for Jai Thompson, whose short kick is marked by Patton, who once again is telling everybody that he's going to have a shot, and all he'll do is probably kick it short to somebody who's unaware. Well, the defensive catch the defence unaware.
Well, we'll have a look at the way Colac sets up here and defends, and whether they leave the corridor open or the leading lane.
Well, with Pitt now out of the square, it's Hughes that actually provided the lead. So where's the fly going to come from? Patton gives it a good ride, but he's pulled it badly to the left in.
Drag him.
Yep, in going for distance. He's put it out of bounds on the full. Leopold 15-9.99, Colac 3-3-21. The 78-point margin remains after that shot at goal from Mitch Patton. We're at the 26 and three-quarter minute mark of the Port Phillip Ferries time clock, and we can tell you that Leopold are off to a preliminary final. They're going to come out of an elimination and look to emulate what St Mary's did in 2019, and there's that win their way right through the final series.
So McCarthy, in fact it was Reynolds who goes towards half back for Colac. Walsh over the top, that wrapped up Feely coming in to help in the tackle there with Harris Jennings. And the umpire will come in and ball it up left half forward for the Lions. Again, West tried to get it down to Marcus Thompson. Falls to the back, free kick holding the ball, said the umpire. So Colac will take the free kick. Marcus Thompson just giving Darcy Lang one to go on with as well there for the co-coach. He's tried hard today, Darcy.
He had a costume change as well.
He has gone from the short to the long to the short sleeve. He goes backwards with the kick, and Joffy Simpkin goes to the outer side half-back flank. Felikos takes the mark, plays on, goes to the middle with the kick. Liam McCarthy stretches, takes the mark, gives it away to McCormack. Standing start, don't know where to go. Handballs it back to Felikos. He goes out wide, getting a hand to it was Burgess. 2-on-1, he gets across there, Burgess, and the umpire says throw it in, settling on the outer side. It's 28 minutes played in this third term. Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Port Phillip Ferries, there's no better way to travel.
The scoreboard says quarter four.
Well, we hope. It's not.
Ball back into play. West grabbing it out of the ruck, can't take it cleanly. Thompson, a handball on the bounce. Well done to Ollie Tate. It was Marcus Thompson kicking it to a leading Patton. Oh, wonderful hands. Hamlin Hanger contender from Patton on the lead. Good, strong mix. Cody Spokes couldn't have done much more defensively there. But Patton's pocket,
and he still took it.
Made him earn it. That's really all he could do.
Yeah, Patton's mark was elite. And a chance for his third and an 84-point Leopold lead. We didn't see this coming this afternoon.
I bet Colac.
That pendulum is broken.
Oh, snapped in half.
51 metres out, and he's got every piece of it and kicked a goal. So Patton's got 3, and he's got 60 for the season. And his team have hit the ton. They are 16-9-105. Colac, 3-3-21 in this third quarter of K-Rock football. Thanks to Warralilly, live in Geelong's most awarded community. Find out how. Check out warralilly.com.au.
You might have to take the pendulum to the watchmaker, I think, tomorrow and get it checked.
I think
get
the
it
pendulum
fixed.
doesn't work in finals. It's a non-finals pendulum.
It's a non-finals pendulum. Early call. Oh, gee whiz.
Can't judge Colac games anymore, that's for sure.
Don't use it for Colac.
No.
Back to the middle, West. And Walsh got it down.
They're just doing as they please
Jai
in there.
Thompson in the middle. Left foot kick inside 50. And get Mitchie! Well, another one. He's putting on a show. The Mitch Patton show.
Jai Thompson was like Fred Astaire then. He just danced around everyone. No one could get a hand on him.
Mitchie.
Oh.
He's taking another mark. He's just about where he was 25 seconds ago. He's 40 out directly in front. He's kicked 3. That's the siren.
Trent West's hand was just so soft to Jai Thompson then on the move.
So he's kicked 3, Mitch. This to be the leading goal kicker on the ground this afternoon. 40 out, northern end of the ground.
They'll all get around him, Jace.
He comes in, a right foot kick. He's kicked it. So his 4th. And the 17th for Leopold. They go to 17-9-111. That is an 80-point lead for Colac. 3-3-21, the Tigers. So, Warralilly K-Rock, third quarter scoreboard, 3-quarter time. Mitch Patton had an afternoon there in the third term. He's kicked 4, as we said, and it's 80 points the difference at 3-quarter time. We're going to take a break. When we come back, final quarter here of the first semi-final. And as always, today's game fueled by Apco Cafe 24/7. Winner Weber Barbecue at Apco Cafe 24/7. Live, breathe. K-Rock football.
We believe that the best music is the songs that you can sing. What about this? Sing like no one's listening. We do. The best music is right here all the time. Live, breathe, Geelong in the Surf Coast. K-Rock 955.
Warralilly is a place with a great community vibe we like to call the Warralilly way of life. It all started 10 years ago when we welcomed our first resident. In 2022, we've hit another amazing milestone. 10,000 people who call Warralilly home. To celebrate, we're giving you $10,000 towards your block so you can make your mark at Warralilly, Geelong's fastest growing community. Plus, there'll be free family events throughout spring. To find out more, visit warralilly.com.au. Conditions apply. What does your future look like? Think about your home, your family, your travels and things you enjoy. With good planning and Edge Advisory Partners, your future's looking up. Professional financial planning and advice across Geelong and surrounds. By locals like you, wherever you're at in life, Edge Advisory Partners can help. From your first home or investment to retirement planning and ensuring your wealth.
We're the team partnering with you to make smart money choices.
Edge Advisory Partners. Book an obligation-free appointment today. edgeap.com.au.
There's nothing like a 2-for-1 deal, except Geelong Bank's 1 for 2. Hear us out. Introducing the 1-2 home loan, 1% less for 2 years.
Yep, you heard that right. 1% discount on our reference rate for 2 whole years. You only need a 20% deposit and you'll also get $2,000 cash back.
Top of the ladder and Geelong Bank's 1-2 home loan deal. Is there anything Geelong can't do?
With Geelong Bank, it's as easy as 1-2.
Australian Credit Licence 244351. Standard lending criteria applies. Full terms and conditions at geelongbank.com.au.
Warralilly is a place with a great community vibe we like to call the Warralilly way of life. It all started 10 years ago when we welcomed our first resident. In 2022, we've hit another amazing milestone. 10,000 people who call Warralilly home. To celebrate, we're giving you $10,000 towards your block so you can make your mark at Warralilly, Geelong's fastest growing community. Plus, there'll be free family events throughout spring. To find out more, visit warralilly.com.au. Conditions apply.
Thanks to our number one ticket holder, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
That is Herbert with the footy, tight angle, not a bad effort, a wonderful effort, what a great kick. So Herbert with the goal, puts through his first of the afternoon.
Yes, well, he put through his first of the afternoon, and they put through plenty more. They kicked 8 goals in that third term, Leopold. And they lead by 80 points at three-quarter time, 79, 111 they lead Colac. 3-3-21, I poetically heard a netballer say to me behind, we were just off air there, is the football over? Well, technically, it's not, but I think it is.
VFL preliminary finals have been locked in around the grounds for Leopold Sporties, your complete family venue, Kensington Road, Leopold. So Casey will play the Brisbane Lions and Southport will play Gold Coast. Now, if Brisbane were to beat Casey, and they're going to play, so there's going to be a Gold Coast-based team in it. Max Lawton on the Twitter from Fox Footy at KFC Twitter has decided to call the Southport Gold Coast game the Pineapple Grapple.
Nice.
That's not bad. So now the VFL Grand Final's due to be played at Icon Park, I believe.
Yes.
Now, if Brisbane make it and play Southport or Gold Coast, they're not playing it down here.
They're playing at Metricon, aren't they? Or the Gabba or somewhere like that? Would they? Yeah, they'd have to.
Well, you'd play it at Metricon, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you'd have to. Yeah.
See if you, here's the prelim and unofficial Q clash.
Pretty much.
Yes, it's a bit old Neefle.
Yes, Neefle's
alive.
Neefle-like.
Anyway, sorry, three-quarter time here, and this has turned into Leopold are on track for their biggest ever win over Colac, by the way, too.
We might go down to Jane Birch on the boundary line. She's been listening to the coaches at three-quarter time. Jane, I think you were listening to Rowan McSparron, were you?
I managed to make it out to both huddles.
Perfect.
Yeah, so headed out to Colac first. I mean, what can you say, really? And the first comment that I heard from one of the players was, we're pretty much playing for pride. Just try and peek back a couple of goals and celebrate and finish off the season with a good quarter. And then, on the other hand, the Leopold huddle urged his players to play a four-quarter game, so they're certainly not going to take the foot off the pedal at all. He really wants them to finish off. He also was very sensible and said, listen, boys, don't do anything silly, bit of niggle in the game. You can, plenty of lip, that's okay, but just keep your hands down and let's all get through to next week.
Thanks, Jane. Down on the boundary line this afternoon. Kirsch for Multi-Skills.
Jace, I just want to just to not put another knife in the Colac supporters who are listening.
But you will.
I will. You said, just to make matters worse, you said it was an 80-point deficit. It's actually 90. I apologise for the Colac supporters to put another 10 on for them.
My apologies. It's 90 points too. Sorry.
Just to
My
make
maths was never good. My maths was never good.
Year 10 Norland High got me through, mate. But at what stage, Kingy, do you put the Rex Gorell Audis in the garage over here at Leopold? I reckon it'd be pretty early. You'd want to put a Marcus Thompson and that off the ground. Maybe the 10-minute mark, you start resting a couple. And
Well, Robertson did that. Trav Robertson did that yesterday with Blood and Hall on their returns. So we're just waiting for the crowd to make their way off West Oval, and we'll get the final quarter underway. Thanks to Edge Advisory Partners. Jace, I've crept into your space, Joe.
Oh, that's Kingy. That's fine. Old habits die hard. That's what happens. But we are just waiting for the last of the spectators to leave West Oval. Big crowd, as we said, here this afternoon, the first semi-final.
Yeah, they've got a four-man forward line here.
Interesting.
Leopold.
There you go. So start of the final term, first semi-final this afternoon. And here to do it for all of us at K-Rock is Tom King.
West putting the tap down as he has for a lot of the afternoon, but only as far as Spokes, who's gone into the middle. He's been relieved of his duties on Mitchie Patton. Kicked inside 50, and Walters has juggled the mark. So a clear takeaway and a mark inside forward 50 is something we have rarely seen from Colac this afternoon. But Aaron Walters will have a shot at goal to get the first of the afternoon. Kicked 2 last week against Newtown.
See if the statistician pays that as a mark inside 50. Can you have a look where he's standing? Right on the 50 line.
He'll kick from a really close to the man on the mark from 52. Gets a good piece of it, but they'll compete on the line. It's off the hands of Garner. Jennings is trying to run it through for a minus score, and he just eventually got it over the line as he dropped the footy and a minus score. So the first score of the final term is a rush behind to Colac. 3-4-22. Leopold 17-9, 111. The margin 89 on the Edge Advisory Partners scoreboard. We're the team partnering with you, making smart money choices.
Jennings kicks it in, finds Marcus Herbert at half back for Leopold. Takes the mark in front of Zidbell. Called to play on now. Down the line towards Giddings. And Lane going up in front. No mark taken by Bailey Scott. McCormack. Handball back in board. Goes towards Lang now. Bit of candy. Left foot kick. Inside 50. Jennings goes up. Free mark and or free kick by Harris Jennings. At half back for the Lions. Oh, good kick to Marcus Thompson. Pup gives it away by hand to Marcus Herbert. Over the top to Brock Williamson. Holds up in the breeze. The handball gives it back to Pup. He gets around one. Handball outboard to Feely. Oh, inboard. He's got Giddings by himself. If he wants to go there, he goes there now, and he takes the mark. Will shoot for goal from 40 out, 45-degree angle.
All too easy. All too easy. Marcus Thompson got a little bit injured in that tackle as well. He got up limping and he's a bit sore. That's what I'm talking about, putting the Audi in the garage. Get him off now. Don't wait. He's not going to slow down, Marcus Thompson.
Yeah. So Connor Giddings has kicked 2 this afternoon. Chance for his third. Comes in, southern end of the ground. Gorman stands, and the breeze has pushed it away. Mark taken. Last line defence side bell for Colac.
He'll send it towards the corridor. It was okay. It looked like he'd miss hit the kick, but he found Scott, and Scott sends it wide for Colac. He wanted smart Jennings with a defensive spoil. That was decisive to send it out of bounds, and we'll get a boundary throw in. Just forward of the wing, maybe even true centre wing on the outer side at West Oval. Last time we'll be at West for the year. I want to thank Geelong West publicly for their support this year. We did call a lot of Geelong West Giants games this year, and they've been great supporters of us here at K-Rock Football through the final series as well. So thank you to West. Boundary throw in, tap down West, roving by Liam Herbert, or was it Tate? It was Tate who dribbled to kick forward. Liam McCarthy tried to get a handball up, but it was smothered by Williamson. So to Sarah Naylor, chair of Geelong West Giants, and Paul Eastman, Steve Toohey, all the crew here at Geelong West, thank you for having us. I think we've made about 8 or 9 trips here to West Oval. They became a little bit of our pets throughout the year.
We're number 1 ticket holders, we are. Boundary throw in. Centre wing on the outer side. Falls towards Jai Thompson. Gives it back towards West. He handballs towards Tate, who gets it inside. And mark taken by Pitt. He drills it back towards Edmonds, who takes the mark 45 from goal. Directly in front. Thought about the short kick and then got called to play and kicked it short towards Patton, who used the push and actually pushed McCarthy into the play. That was Ben, who goes inside the centre square. Good mark, Jet Matthews at the back end. He's taken it and will relieve the pressure for Leopold.
Goes laterally and to left half back, and then he finds Liam Herbert marking. It's called to play on. He just dinks a little kick to West, who juggles the mark, and then he'll look to give a handball back. No, decides not to. He's called to play on. His handball's deflected by Walters, so adventures in running there from the big man. Chance for Jai Thompson, a handball back to Tate. Tate confronted by Walters, got around him a little bit too easily. Now a kick to the wing and onto the chest of Marcus Herbert, who's been impressive this afternoon. Good luck with the Leopold Sporties this afternoon in the Steamatic standout, Kirsch.
So Trent West has taken the mark on centre wing. He chips the ball over the top towards Tate. He had to stand his ground. Coming at him was Hewland, and he took it. He gave it away by hand towards Marcus Herbert. Handball back to Tate. 55 out, measures the pass. Jake Pitt. Just silver service. Got the knife, the fork and the spoon there in the serviette. And
that breeze has got up, I reckon. Birchie, has it got up a bit, that breeze?
Yep, it's really blown up.
And now Pitt goes into the pocket. Mitchie on a lead. Patton takes the mark, and they're just serving it up for the leading goal kicker as well this afternoon. He's kicked 4 goals, 1. And a shot from 30 out, 45-degree angle for goal number 5.
How many gets him the Leopold Sporties? What do you need, 6 or 7?
I'd reckon on a day like today, probably 7, because there's so many good players, isn't there? How many's he kicked?
4.
He's kicked 4.
So
Seinfeld?
Seinfeld 4, who comes in. Stop it. Comes in now, 30 out. It's going to be like that in the last quarter. I think he goes up, kicks it, and kicks the goal. Mitch has kicked 5. He's on the way to the Leopold Sporties, possibly.
He's got a bit to go yet, little Mitchy.
Oh, hello.
No, I do like him. He's a gun footballer and a gun person, so yeah, close.
So Leopold, they kicked their 18th. They're 18-9, 117. And they lead Colac 3-4-22. Edge Advisory Partners, K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
There'll be a bit of applause on the interchange here for Mitchy Patton coming off.
Oh, the Leopold faithful, they are up and about.
They've got a good following, haven't they, the Leopold Lions?
Tap down Zybel, roving in the middle. Wagner couldn't get a hand on it. Scott's in there for Colac. Went to go off the ground, but Darcy Lang went off the ground. Hughes couldn't trap it on this wing. Chance for Scott again. He's been okay in this final series. He's handball off to McCarthy. Liam inside 50. Trent Thompson knocks it away from Garner. Good defensive spoil. Walters front of the pack for Colac. Has a fumble. Sees it out of bounds. Boundary throw in. Well, they'll be setting the GPS for Windsor Park. Rose Avenue, Norlane. See you next Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock for Newtown and Chilwell and Leopold. The last one was a cracker. 5 points to the margin. Back in round 13. Gary Hocking, Damien McMahon will be going to name a game and ordering that one. Chance in the right back pocket for Burgess. Handball to Jennings. Jennings wanted a Hughes but had too much on the handball. It's out of bounds for a boundary throw in. Left half forward for the Tigers. 3-4-22 Colac. Leopold 18-9, 117. 7 and a quarter minutes gone. Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Final quarter of K-Rock football. Hope you've enjoyed the call wherever you're listening through K-Rock 955, krock.com.au and the AFL Bar on Facebook page.
Walsh got it down in the front towards Bailey Scott, who goes for goal, and he's kicked it. So good reward for Bailey Scott there. Front and centre was good, and he kicked his first of the afternoon. And the fourth for Colac. They go to 4-4-28. They trail Leopold 18-9, 117, and that's on the Edge Advisory Partners K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
Leopold will still want to maintain a little bit of self-satisfaction as well and not give away easy goals. So whilst they'll slowly put the cue in the rack as well, I think maybe a little bit of junk time goals towards the end, Jace, in this game.
Into the air for West to go again, winning the tap down. What a massive mid-season recruit he was, Trent West, after not playing the first half of the year. Feely the roving. A handball back to Burgess on his 21st birthday. What a nice present this is. Kicked to half forward. Ben McCarthy in front did okay. Found it at ground level and found a handball out to Darcy Lang. Lang kicks on his non-preferred left, or is it his preferred? Not exactly sure. Kick to Zybel. Handball partially smothered on its way to Woodmason. Woodmason fired it to Walters. Walters stepped back in board with the kick. Front position playing it okay. Bringing it to ground might have been Trent Thompson for Leopold. They've got numbers there, Leopold, to try and get out of trouble. Oh, Jennings stepped inside Garner nicely. The kick, though, let him down. Hillman with a quick snap, and Hillman has missed. It went over the left-hand goalpost, I reckon. If it had been a higher post, it might have hit it. And the margin is 88. So consecutive scores for Colac, a rarity this afternoon. 4-5-29 they are. Leopold 18-9, 117 at 88. Is the margin in this final term, thanks to Edge Advisory. We're the team partnering with you, making smart money choices.
So the Lions, Gordon to kick it in from full back for Leopold. Plays on, kicks it long towards Giddings. McCormack as well. Big pack flies. Falls to the front of the ground, front of the contest. And the umpire's letting it go. Hughes, Scott, Spokes is in there as well. Umpire will come in and board up at left half forward for the Tigers. Walsh got his hand to it first. Falls back towards Thompson. Marcus played for a free kick and got it pup. Got held on to too long there. Made sure the umpire saw it and got the free kick at half back. So he drives it back in board, looking for West, who comes up. Punched away by Leeson. Jai Thompson was there as well. Got it away for Leopold to Wagner. He gets it on the outboard towards Herbert. Kick over the top, and ball comes from Liam Herbert to Gordon, who followed up 60 from goal. Inside 50, Herbert Marcus gives it away by hand to Pitt. 30 out and misses, and he had two blokes standing there saying, why don't you give me the ball? Sam Hughes and Connor Giddings, but it's through for one behind to Leopold. 18-10, 118. They lead Colac 4-5-29.
McCormack straight up the middle he goes, wanting Walsh or Zybell, neither could Mark Lang, front of the pack, tried to burst away, but the tackle to bring him to ground was quality from Harris Jennings. And we will get a ball up. Umpire tosses it into the air. Walsh and West, good roving there by Hillman, and he hit it at pace and barreled it inside forward 50, bouncing ball, eludes Garner. Trent Thompson, a handball off to Gordon. Gordon goes back to Burgess. Well, almost a handball to himself in the end, but it's going to roll towards the boundary line. Didn't go out. Garner picked up the loose ball, but he's kicked back into the corridor. He's chopped off for Leopold by Ollie Tate, and Tate will go back to his defensive goal square to Matthews. He's confronted by Wood Mason, but he can go short to Jennings, and then Jennings can go over the top to Hughes if he's in a hurry, but decides to ignore that option until now, and he's put the ball out in the full, in fact. Should have gone the first time. He just took a while to steady himself, and as a result, he's put it out in the full, and Joffy Simpkin has got it in the Mitch Patton pocket, where he kicked the goal off the bike track last week. Now, that wouldn't be on Joffy to be able to do that either. Man on the mark stands about 40-odd from goal, and Simpkin, in the twilight of a wonderful career that took him to an AFL Premiership medal, shot at goal is skinny and he's out of bounds on the full. The goal umpire wanted a piece of it. The boundary umpire said, no, that is over my head. And we will see a free kick for Leopold, right back pocket at the northern end of the ground. Sun shining, but setting in the west. And the sun is setting on the Colac season. They trail by 89 points.
So Thompson with the free kick. Trent comes up towards Giddings, who just takes the easier marks at half-back and wants to switch the play to the opposite side, half-back flank. Finds Gordon, who gets it over the top to Wagner, who had to stretch and take the mark. Just holds up the play now. Spokes stands the mark for Colac. He comes back towards Gordon, still inside defensive 50 for Leopold. Just trying to make the ground a bit bigger now. Oh, he goes along the line, spears the pass. And turnover. He's going to come back for Colac through Spokes, who goes long and high. Thompson in front. Big punch away, front and centre. Simpkin round the corner, open goal square, and he kicks the goal. So Joffy kicks his second of the afternoon. And Colac's fifth, 5-5-35. They trail Leopold 18-10. 118. Edge Advisory Partners, K-Rock Final Quarter Scoreboard. And for Multi-Skills, unleash your potential with Multi-Skills with construction industry training at Multi-Skills. Here is Matt Kershaw.
Where was that for 3.5 quarters? That sort of ground ball representation at the full, the Smalls getting some shots on goal. I know there's a bit of junk time goals, but that's where they needed some energy early, some front and centres, and just hadn't been there, and they get some junk time ones.
Walsh jumped early. West won the tap down. Marcus Thompson under pressure from Bailey Scott. Ball spills out. Lane, Wagner feigned a handball and now kicks on his left towards half forward, back with the flight. Tom Scott fisted away from him. Marcus Thompson hit the loose ball at pace. High kick inside forward 50. Patton, well done Ben McCarthy, never took his eyes off the ball. Patton goes to ground, McCormack goes to ground. They're both okay, I think, for St John of God. A little bit slow to get up. Ben McCarthy with a nice mark though, kicks into the right back pocket to Hewland. Hewland drives a kick to the wing and down low. Genuflecting to take the mark is Henry Walsh. That's a long way down for the 200,000 centimetre Henry Walsh. Kick towards right half forward, flying but not marking. Zybell. Spokes, the acting captain at the front of the pack. That's scooped up by Marnie, not a throw though. Trent Thompson, a handball. Jennings. Marcus Thompson for Leopold. Middle of the ground. Williamson, if they're right here, if they're able to work out their way through this and think about how they can get it forward.
Goes to Tate now, and he goes on the outboard to Edmonds, who takes the mark 50 from goal. Patton gives him a lead. He wants to go there, does he? Wants to go back behind him. Patton turns him around. But Colac, the better. The bounce was terrible for Colac defenders. Monahan there to help out. McCormack for the Tigers. Was going to go left, was going to go right. Then he doesn't know where to go, and he handballs it in the end. Comes into the back pocket, Hewland, along the boundary towards half back. Giddings! Oh, good mark. Hamlin hanger. He's taken about 33 today. And he has been amazing, Connor Giddings. Just took the mark and then played on. Kick that. You build him up and you wrap him up, and then he does that. Drag him as well, the ball
get him off
on the outside for the Tigers.
Close to the Sporties then too.
It was an absolute helicopter. Wood Mason out of wing to his fellow premiership teammate and Felikos short to the lead of Simpkin, who marks in the right forward pocket. And based on what we've seen in this pocket today, Joffy Simpkin is an absolute certainty to kick this.
Yep.
Nobody's had an issue in this pocket kicking goals. At least they've fought it out in the last quarter. It got to 95 points when Mitch Patton goaled, and we thought, geez, this could be a triple-figure blowout. But They'll keep it under double figures. In double figures, you'd suspect. That kick, though, is across the face of goal. It's offhand, socket out of mid-air. There's going to be a free kick, though, for a Shepherd in the marking contest, is there? And it's going to go to Colac. And it'll go to Zach Zybel by my viewing from here. And he will have a say on Colac's 6th of the afternoon.
Still about 10 minutes left of this game, I'd say, Jace, if not more, maybe 13 minutes.
The timekeepers have got any theatre.
Yeah, I know.
It'll be about 6.
Yeah.
Zach Zybel.
Start running the bus for the Colac boys.
Tough season for him. Broke a leg playing VFL, and he's kicked a goal there, though. So just the 10 games for him this year at GFL level. That's his 97th goal of his career, by the way, at GFL senior level, playing game 77. And 2 games, 2 goals at VFL level this year after fighting his way back from that broken leg back in March. Margin is 77. So 3 consecutive goals. Leopold have well and truly put the cue in the rack, and you wouldn't blame them for that either.
Absolutely not. Geez, I'd be going at half rat pace at every contest right now.
Yeah, that's where, though, you can get hurt.
Yeah, that's right. If you do back off, that's the problem.
16 minutes gone on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock in the final quarter. Edge Advisory Partners, K-Rock scoreboard. Leopold 18-10, 118, Colac 6-5-41.
Maybe someone like Sam Hughes, who's got a history of groin problems and things like that. Get him off.
Jennings having a run in the ruck now for Leopold as well. Through the middle, Feely gets it out towards Hughes, who's on centre wing and takes the mark in front of Leeson. Hughes plays on, kicks it towards 50. Pitt with the run at it, goes up, can't quite take it. Walsh was doing the roving work. Lang gets wrapped up by Pitt in the second phase there, and the umpire will come in and ball it up at right half forward for Leopold.
I like Pitt's second up effort there. He followed up and tackled.
Tap down Walsh, roving Marcus Thompson, couldn't take it cleanly. Hughes got pushed off it by Marnie. Edmonds picked it up and it was dumped in a really good tackle by Marnie. It wasn't a sling,
no, it was
just a strong tackle.
Had potential, didn't it?
Right half forward, 53 from goal, ball up. He's been in the wars. Edmonds, the late inclusion for Rob Maybaum. We raised eyebrows at Maybaum's exclusion today and Edmonds' inclusion. And fair to say that the decision by Gary Hocking, which they have to make based on points because they both carry 4, has worked out well. Walsh winning the tap down, tap forward by Marnie for Colac towards the broadcast wing. Hughes was clean on the way up. Burgess's handball missed its target. Marcus Herbert, but he found it on the bounce. Now flicks a handball over the top. Jai Thompson, training drill stuff. Kicked too much on it though. Tom Scott was his target, but he put it over his head. And McCormack has marked 35 from his defensive goal.
McCormack tries to spear it to Leeson, does. He kicks it over the top as well to centre half forward. Wood Mason has taken the mark. Just torp it from there, Trav, I reckon.
Yeah.
Just have a crack.
Just lay back on one.
He's 55 out.
Yep.
He's not being dropped next week for doing it.
No, he's certainly not.
So, Travis Wood Mason will shoot for goal from 50 out directly in front, northern end of the ground. Colac hit 3 so far in this final term. Comes in, and that's good. That's very good. Goal umpire tried to motion left and then had to come back in the middle and kick the goal. So his first, Colac has their 7th, 7-5-47. They trail Leopold 18-10, 118. Edge Advisory Partners, K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
It's hard to really assess the game at the moment, isn't it, Jace, the way it's being played? It's in slow motion. It's in non-bruise football. 3 kicks, McCormack, corridor, Leeson, middle. There's no heat from Leopold, so it's just sort of free running game at the minute.
Marcus Thompson and Trent Thompson have been taken off the ground, as has Connor Giddings.
Yep.
Walsh winning the tap down into the path of Marnie, but knocked down there by Jennings, who's doing some ruck work, I think. Chance here now for Leopold. Jai Thompson, Lane, Wagner, extra handball, just couldn't free the arms. Good tackle by McCarthy. That's not coming out. Umpire says that's holding the ball. Which I think it's a bit harsh,
It was
isn't
harsh,
it?
yeah.
Let's take the footy, get tackled, attempt to get rid of it. It's been locked in by the bloke tackling it.
There's no other option.
A high ball to half forward. Big fly. Zybel couldn't take the mark, though. At the foot of the pack, Felikos was there. He couldn't take it. Leeson, or rather Walters, I should say, fires out a handball. Tries to steal it away from his opponent in Liam Herbert, but he's going nowhere because Jai Thompson has wrapped him up. And at the Top of the 50-metre arc, we'll get a ball up. Leopold, 71-point win or lead at the moment to go into a preliminary final. They'll play Newtown and Chilwell for the right to play St Mary's for the 2022 Blood Toyota GFNL Premiership.
Walsh got it down first time and then second time as well as it came back towards him. Lang, his handball to Simpkin, got around one, left foot kick towards the pocket. Zybell fell over at the crucial stage. Matthews, he gets it out for Leopold, doesn't sit for Lane. The don't argue from Marnie. Handball over the top. Wagner, left it for Marcus Herbert. Geez, good in traffic, Marcus Herbert. Got it away to Lane. Left foot kick towards centre wing. Pitt couldn't take the mark. Edmonds over the top of it now. He's got 1 on 4 there, Colac, and the umpire will come in and pull up on centre wing on the other side.
21 minutes played, Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Port Phillip Ferries, there's no better way to travel. Geelong Regional Football, Marcel Berens, great snaps of today's game. You'll see them at Geelong Regional Football Facebook, including that wonderful mark by Harris Jennings, the Hamlin Hacken in the second quarter from the stoppage on the outer side. We'll get another stoppage as Logan Wagner is going nowhere. So 6-day turnaround though, Kirsch, for Leopold. There'll be some sore boys out of this despite the margin blowing out towards 100 points at one stage.
Yeah, it should be a big rehab week, I reckon. Light week.
Yeah, and then out to North Shore next week. Zybella, handball back to Monaghan. Haven't called a lot of. High ball towards right half forward. Burgess back with the flight. Jace is getting a bit chilly, so he's putting the big jacket on. Handball up. Woodmason was good to O'Gorman. O'Gorman sees an open goal and has kicked. That's a nice finish from Fraser O'Gorman. He kicks his second of the afternoon. And the margin is back to 65. So they've kicked the last 5 goals as Leopold have put the cue in the rack into the breeze. And some semblance of respectability being added to this scoreboard.
I just played with 16 or 15.
Still take them all off. Yeah. Still their lowest score of the year though, Colac, 8-5-53, Leopold 18-10, 118. Their previous lowest score, 57 against St Mary's, back in at round 2. Final quarter, Edge Advisory Partners scoreboard. We're the team partnering with you, making smart money choices.
Zybell running in the ruck now for Colac, gets it down. Lang doesn't sit for him. Handball by Tate was great to Wagner. Gavin to Jai Thompson, who goes towards centre half forward. Couldn't take the mark. Handball came back. In fact, it was Scott across there. Now comes out wide. And McCormack for Colac. Back to Lang. Good kick. Just to play on. Handball over the top to Spokes. Burgess came at him. He got it over the top to McGuan by hand. Colac handballs inside 50. Garner. He gets it over the top. Hillman. He couldn't take it. Kick around the corner by Woodmason. And Woodmason has missed and through for one behind. So 1-1 for Trav Woodmason. And Colac go to 8-6-54. They trail Leopold 18-10, 118. Edge Advisory Partners, K-Rock's final quarter scoreboard.
A bit chilly down there, Birchie, for South Point Garden Supplies. Is it just cooled off a tad as the sun gets behind the grandstand?
It is absolutely freezing. I'm wondering whether Jace wants to swap spots. He's got his big jacket on now. I could do with a little...
Jane, I think I've told you before, as any good boundary rider will tell you, bring a jacket, big jacket every day. Doesn't matter whether the sun's out or not.
I did layer up, but it's not quite enough.
Yeah, the throw run feels like 7.3, so there you go.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Left forward pocket for Colac, boundary throwing. West won the fist down towards the front of the pack to Marcus Herbert, who, as you said, Jace, before through traffic, is outstanding, goes wide. Hughes links up with Wagner. Wagner, left half back, sends it into the path of Williamson, who stretches and marks, will wheel back onto his right boot. He'll give a handball back inboard to Wagner. Wagner pulls a kick to the pocket. Patton, his target. Patton is found. Man on the mark, 35 from goal, left forward pocket. This would be a very tough kick, but nothing is beyond Mitch Patton this afternoon. 5 goals won, past 200 in his career, and 62 for the season. And a half a dozen would be a good reward for him on a day out for Leopold. A final to remember for them. He swings out. He sends it on its way. It won't have the carry. West sets himself. Flies can't take the mark. A la 2011 qualifying final against Hawthorn. I remember him clunking a couple of big ones late in that game to get the Cats over the line on their way to the premiership. Similar position on the ground. Can't take that one, the former Cat. And Lyon, and we'll get a ball up where West will do the ruck work. Tried to palm it down to a player on the move, but Leeson got in the way, got a handball into space. Zybell almost gave that to Monaghan in the right back pocket. He clears looking for Aaron Walters.
Walters goes up, can't take it though, but got enough on the ball to get it out in front of McCarthy, who runs free.
Gives it to Bailey. Scott gets it back. In fact, it's Hillman. Handball over the top towards Garner. 40 out. Right foot kick high. And hasn't quite brought it back far enough. And has kicked a behind. So 1-1. His personal tally this afternoon. 8-7-55. Colac. Leopold 18-10. 118. Edge Advisory Partners. K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
Gordon to bring the ball back into play for Leopold. A bounce into the right back pocket, runs his full measure and then drives it long. Giddings is his intended target. He'll hang in the breeze. Good spoil behind Reynolds. Front of the pack, Learson. A handball to O'Gorman. O'Gorman of Colac, the outside of the left boot. Lane judged at best, going back with the flight. Marks it next to the boundary line and holds things up for a very impressive Leopold. Just set the game up with the breeze in the opening term, and then from then on have had real control. Reynolds with the spoil. And the tackle laid, dumped was Thompson. He didn't have it, and he'll get a free kick. In fact, he was taken high, according to the umpire. Kane Learson, the offending player. Marcus Thompson says a couple of words. In fact, it's Feely, I should say, saying a couple of words. And he's got it at right half back. Tommy Feely, last week's Leopold Sporties player of the day. He'll send a kick towards the wing.
Goes up towards Pitt, who goes up against Reynolds. Falls to the front. Little kick around the corner from Liam Herbert was good. And in fact, it was Brock Williamson who got around the corner, and he got smashed by Woodmason as well as he ran back into him. So now Giddings plays on, goes along the line, and Azai Bell gets across there for Colac. Inside defensive 50 and takes the mark. So 27 played, final term. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock. Zide Bell, that's an interesting kick.
Oh, wasn't it?
Logan Wagner was the only person really there. He plays the opposition. He goes to Patton again, who can't kick it from there, so watch him play on. He kicks it over the top. He does. And that's into the left forward pocket.
Sammy Hughes was there forever.
Yep. Yeah, he got a beach chair and an umbrella.
And they brought him out a pina colada while he was sitting there.
There we go. The Mojito. He wanted that. Armageddon! That's my Armageddon. Don't worry about that. There you go. There you go, Arthur. You got that in. Ball from Hughes has missed and through for one behind to Leopold. So 18-11, 119. Colac 8-7-55. And quick kick in from Ben McCarthy.
Marked by Lang. Lang wants the corridor. Well-weighted ball for Spokes, who's come up the ground after spending a lot of the day in defence. He's gone forward in this last quarter. Mark's here. Kicked too much on it for Garner. Williamson knocks it to the advantage of Marcus Herbert. Handball back to Liam Herbert. Little chip kick over the top for Williamson. Is good, who marks under pressure from Walters. He can give the handball up to Herbert if he so desires. He does. He loops it over the top. He'll be confronted, but not before a handball back inboard to Marcus Thompson. He pulls the kick. The mark not taken there. Front of the pack, Pitt. Handball over the top. Giddings reaching for it, left it behind. Hughes stumbled. He'll go off the ground and soccer it through. Absolute Benny Hill comedy capers taking place there. But in the end, Hughes is the one that can soccer it through for the goal and kick his first of the afternoon. And, wow, that was...
Giddings wasn't ready for it.
No, Giddings wasn't ready. Hughes, well, he nearly tripped over his own feet.
He was watching Giddings not being ready.
19-11, 125, Leopold. Colac 8-7-55. The margin is 70 points, and we believe this is the biggest ever Leopold win over Colac since the Tigers joined the competition back in 2001.
Wow. Back to the middle, West and Walsh. It's down Jai Thompson to Marcus. Handball to Wagner. Said that a few times today. Siren! And Leopold into the preliminary final. 19-11, 125. They've defeated Colac 8-7-55. So an even 70 points the difference, and great work from Leopold to come from the elimination final. They will play Newtown and Chilwell next Saturday in the preliminary final, and to play for a spot in the grand final against St Mary's this afternoon, and led beautifully by Mitch Patton with 5 goals, and they've had multiple goal scorers across the board as well. The Lions set it up with a 6-goal first term, and were never headed in the end, and in the comfortably winners by 70 points. So that's the first semi-final run and one. We're going to be into the, well, it's the final siren thanks to the Sandman Mattress Factory. Sleep better with the Sandman's locally made 2-sided mattresses made to outlast any other. And we're going to get through the 5th quarter as well. We're going to go around the grounds and have a look at the AFLW. We're also going to have a look at Well, both sides. I think His Royal Highness is about to leave us because he's had a big weekend. So Kingy's going to leave the box. Jane's going to go down and get the song. The Leopold boys will be singing that. That'll take an hour and a half, the Leopold song, as we always know. Leopold Sporties, player of the day this afternoon as well. And we're going to go through the head-to-head. And the Wombat Gully Plant Farm matchups that we saw this afternoon, and both coaches as well this afternoon. And Gary Hocking will be one very pleased coach. We see Rowan McSparron in front of us now with his coaching staff. And that's not the result that they would have wanted, Kirsch, this afternoon, unfortunately for Colac.
Oh, look, obviously the result, that's not what they wanted, but probably the way they went about it as well, Jace, is really disappointing for them. And I guess the way they've finished off the season, the last home and away, their first final, the second final, has been quite disappointing with big margins in each game. So